Thanks, Brownie. Coming off a soaking last night at the MCG, it's good to see the sun out, especially out at that Shane Warne stand. But looking at the map, I reckon there's a rain belt decided to come in about an hour's time. But let's see. As you teased, Tom de Koning out. He's being managed. Pitnet comes into the side. Adam Chera with that hamstring. He's got a bonus for Carlton. There's a debutant too for the Richmond Football Club, Jacob Blight. Back a key position, so good luck to him. Rested after the bye. We're over Dusty Mania. Dusty's out there, good to see that, but Lynch is out with that hamstring trouble again. Hopper, only his fourth game this year, so he's had hamstring, and prior to that, knee surgery. Big Toby Nankervis and Zach Williams play their 150th, so well done to those guys. The subs are Sam Banks and George Hewitt for Carlton, and the winners, the Blue Baggers. They'll keep the mob happy down here, that's for sure.
Nice work, Robbo. Bob Jane Team Marts. Buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. The first time today, Ash Chua, the number 1 stats man in the business. Triple M, Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed.
Good afternoon, Brownie. Great to be here. Well, the Tigers, their past 5 matches at the MCG have been by an average losing margin of 50 points, and the Blues have won their past 4 by an average winning margin of 6.5 goals. And look at their scoring profile for Carlton. Past 5 rounds, second in attack. Now remember, 19 out of the past 22 premiers have been ranked in the top 3 from scores from turnover differential. Carlton are currently ranked second.
Good. Sure. Who are the top 3?
Sorry?
You know who the other 2 are?
Very good question.
Right. Sorry.
Strong start, Stu.
Sorry, Chu.
No, all good, but shining light for the Tigers is Nick Fostone. He leads the club in intercept marks, 3rd in the AFL for intercept possessions, averaging 19 disposals, uses the ball very well at 85% efficiency. And Patrick Cripps, past 12 matches against the Tigers, he's racked up 30 touches, 7 clearances per game. He's polled 15 Brownlow votes.
And just quickly, how many games has Nathan Broad missed this year?
Just the one.
Just the one game,
Just
just
the
the Red
one.
Z Lending stats.
Anything else on the Triple M Red Z Lending stats people should be looking out for today? Paddy Cripps has had a big month, so too has Sam Walsh.
41 disposals last week for Patrick Cripps, and Sam Walsh, he's been in very, very good form, averaging 30 plus disposals per game. In fact, there's only been 3 matches this year when he hasn't hit north of 30 touches.
Stevie J, I want to ask you about Paddy Cripps. I was going to ask Sam Doherty. From what you've seen this year, is this his career best year with Paddy Cripps' ability to play a bit more forward of the ball, score involvements, scores at his outside game, or his Brownlow year was
I think
better?
the Brownlow year he was dominant, but it can be his most important year if he's able to take them to where they haven't been since, 1995? So if he can put it together towards the back half of the year, he'll never have to pay for another thing in Carlton for the rest of his life.
That's it. That's right.
The rest of his life.
Is that what happens to you at Geelong? I mean, when you go
That's
back
right.
to Geelong, you don't pay for anything?
Nothing.
You pay for nothing. Very, very good.
All right, well, let's get into this game because it is a big game, not only for the Carlton Football Club, but for Richmond have been a lot better since those 2 almost 100-point thrashings. It was about 5 or 6 weeks ago. Since then, they've been very competitive, but they come up against the Blues, who are just rampaging at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are, and we know, and we heard when we spoke to Nathan Broad about the fact that he said it hope, and they hope that it comes the rain that is, and is a wet dour affair because they have some serious concerns as to how they're going to stop the big boys from the Blues, and that's rightfully so. They can leak the ball through the midfield, Richmond, and if that's going in repeatedly to the talls and even the smalls there of the Blues at the minute with how efficient they are going forward, it's got a little bit of a smell about it. However, they have been better. It all starts with the contest for them, and they've just got to see how long they can go with the better side.
True, man. We speak about the Coleman medal race. We saw Ben King have a good game against the Pies yesterday afternoon.
Yep.
Charlie Curnow, he's sitting clear, but not by much.
Only by 1 major over Ben King. So Charlie Curnow, 43 goals, Joey. Ben King with 42. And then sitting equal third, Hogan and Waterman with 36. Of course, Waterman playing later this afternoon.
So he's on track for 3 Colemans in a row. I'm not sure how many key forwards have done that. I know that's a tough ask because a lot of those superstar forwards that kicked 100 goals shared a lot of the Coleman medals year to year. You know, Lockett and Dunstall and Ablett and all those sorts of guys. So I don't know how many players would have won 3 Colemans in a row, Brad.
Not many at all. Steve, I want to ask you a question from a coaching point of view. So Richmond are a young list now, so they've had a lot of turnover in that list. You've got Paddy Cripps and Sam Walsh. Does Adam Uze look to tag one of those guys, or is it more about players learning to play their role on and off, because at the moment you see a lot of the clubs down the bottom, North Melbourne, Richmond, West Coast, don't really run tags, where it's the clubs that are right up the pointy end who do run the tags. Geelong ran a tag last night on Zach Merritt. Chincotta has been doing the tagging job.
Sydney.
James Jordan. So the top 3 clubs tag. It doesn't seem like the bottom 3 clubs tag. Why not?
Well, it's hard to understand because it's a great opportunity for one of those younger players of the Tigers midfield to go and learn off one of the best players in the competition, whether it be to try and shut down the influence around the stoppage, or whether it be to go to Walsh and learn the work rate required to be an AFL superstar. So there's certainly an opportunity there, but whether they do it or not, they might be just a young team that wants to take the game on and see where they're at, try and be really strong defensively. I think when you're a developing team, the most important thing is that you pledge the importance of defence, and then off the back of that, hopefully you're able to kickstart your offence. But around the contest today is where the game's going to be probably won or lost. And if they're to be competitive, which we know they want to be competitive, and they've got to get something out of the second half of this year, they need to go in there with the real intent to try and beat them around the ball.
So you're coaching the Richmond Football Club at the moment. Where are you playing Shea Bolton?
In the midfield for me, straight in the guts there, and almost not a complete run with role, but I'd love to see him follow Sam Walsh around. He probably doesn't have the running capabilities to go with him, but if he can use him as a reference point and then go the other way, because Sammy Walsh is a great runner on transition, especially going into the Blues forward line, but a little bit susceptible to those first little reaction times going the other way, and we know how quick Shea Bolton can be when he can sniff one out the back and be a chance to go downhill towards goal. He's very hard to stop, so there's where I'd be looking early. You need to get your best players involved in the game.
Joey, the Richmond midfield should be able to match Carlton's midfield. So you look at Jacob Hopper, who's a damn good player, playing in the midfield today. You've got Tim Taranto, who can find the football. You've got Shea Bolton, who's going to be in there, and Liam Baker. Coming up against, it is a brilliant midfield against Carlton, but you look at Richmond and those players in there, they should be able to match it.
Yeah, they should. You're right. Physicality-wise and their experience and class, you'd like to think they can at least break even, and that's going to be obviously a big factor today for the Tigers. If they are to win this game, they need to get the ball in their forward half and try and lock it in and apply the pressure, because we know how good the Blues are going at the moment, so they should feel confident. They probably haven't played as much footy together this year as they would have liked, that Tigers midfield, but when they are all on song, as you mentioned, they are all class footballers, so let's hope they go head-to-head and it's a great battle.
Robbo, Bob Jane team, Marts, it's a pretty windy day down there. Is it favouring either end?
Well, it's a southerly. It's straight out of the ocean, and it's bloody cold down here too, Brownie. It feels like about 5 or 6 degrees, but as you know, it gets into the MCG and swirls around, so it's indicating it's going to the punt road end, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's down out in the middle that it throws back down to the city end. So tricky conditions, Brownie.
Well done, Robbo, Bob Jane team. It's always hard to keep players up for 24, 25 weeks a year, Stevie. So Carlton have played some really good opposition over the last 5 or 6 weeks. They've played the very best on offer, and they've done really well for the last 4. They've won the last 4. Coming up against the Tiger side, who are down near the bottom of the level, the motivational levels, how do you get your players up, or do you rely on the players themselves to keep themselves up right now?
Well, hopefully they understand that they haven't achieved anything yet. They'll be well aware of that off the back of last season, making the finals, and then this year they'll understand that they need to go a step better, and they need to keep the momentum going and try and secure that top 4 spot. So they've got everything to play for. The first quarter will show what sort of intent they come out with. When you come up against these lower teams with a lot less experience, you understand that you can probably snuff them out if you start the game really well. And the difference between these two teams is probably not the top 10 players for each team, it's the role players that Carlton have. And there's a lot of pressure on selection at their footy club, so they continue to want to play their role to the best of their ability, and I think that's why they're a team that is going to be challenging towards the end of the year.
I'm not sure if you made this point before, Joey, because I had my head in the book when you were talking about Charlie Curnow, but if Blight goes to him on debut today, or Mackay, that could be lookout. If this game starts to break open the way we think, a young bloke on debut, still only the 196 centimetres coming up against the much taller, if it is Mackay and or Curnow there's an opportunity for one of the bigs for the Blues to really fill their boots.
It sounded like Nathan Broad implied that he was going to go to one of the big 2. They do have Miller and, of course, Bolter down there as well, so that'll be interesting to watch. Jacob Blight is going down to full back with Ben Miller, so we'll keep an eye on that one it is looking like Noah Bolter will start in the forward line for Richmond, so maybe there is a little shift from Adam Uze.
Choice Hotels around the grounds, Ash.
Brown, it's all tied up 8-11-59 apiece between the Saints and Port Adelaide. 12 to go before full time.
Robbo Bob Jane T. Marts,
Yeah,
the toss.
Yes, Toby Nankervis, who's playing his 150th game as Zach Williams, tossed the coin. They're going to the City and the Tigers. Walked in with Nankervis, actually, because they walk in from Punt Road over to the MCG. He's got that mad stare. He'll probably club someone.
Thank you, Robbo.
Thanks, Robbo.
D-Marts. Have a great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback
Good old
deal.
clubbing.
Call or shop online today. T's apply. We're almost set. Players getting into their positions. Dustin Martin's gone deep forward. Noah Bolter starting in the goal square for the Tigers. Harry Mackay is the man, the debutant. Jacob Blight has gone and stood next to Ben Miller with Charlie Curnow. All the big guns are on ball. Looking forward to this one. Should be a fun Sunday afternoon at the MCG. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Perfect bounce. And it's Nankervis who wins the first tap down, slaps it forward. There's Hopper standing alongside Paddy Cripps, and they both go down, and we'll get our first ball up. There might be a few stoppages in this game. Tricky conditions, but no rain for the time being. And we'll see how they go from these stoppages as Walsh wins the first clearance, but just flicks out a handball wide, only as far as McIntosh. Here's Rioli, short kick. Under pressure, though, chopped off by Adam Sard, who's playing a really good role this year for the Blues defensively. Short kick, Cripps, handball, went to McGovern, and straight away he's wrapped up. So we'll have another ball up right on centre wing. First 30 seconds of this one. Tigers kicking to your righty radio dial.
Ball up. It's right on the logo. Working his way through was McIntosh, and he slugged to the ground, and that's holding the ball free kick to Paddy Cripps.
Good intent early from the skipper, setting the tone, as we say. When you come up against sides who are lower on the ladder, one thing you can't do is give them a sniff early. The Blues' intent to tackle at the man has been great.
Short ball to Sard and another one to Cowan. Sard, probably the best small defender in the comp right now. And here's Cowan from back of the centre. Inside forward 50, a long kick. Nankervis punched it down. At the front of that pack was Walsh. Collins just inches the ball forward. Rioli missed the handball. Akers going in, and the ball goes out of bounds at half forward. So a bit of a scrappy start. No scores yet, early stages.
Mark. Some of the matchups, Stevie. Catching your eye.
Looks like Jacob Hopper is going to Walsh, Taranto to Chera.
And Chincotta playing alongside Nick Vlosten at the minute as well.
He's had a sensational year, Nick Vlosten, as an intercept defender. So it looks like Chincotta maybe is a defensive forward, Daisy. Good spot. Chera back into the side. Handballs back to Mitch McGovern, who looks like he's got the roll on Dusty. There is that matchup. Chincotta, Vlosten. And the big boys get in the way. It goes out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Nick Vlosten's year, two man. He's been super impressive.
Yeah, certainly has. He leads the Tigers for intercept marks. In regards to the AFL, Brownie and Joey, third for intercept possessions, averaging 19.85% efficiency.
That's a good matchup, Chincotta. Watch that one, see if he can limit Vlosten's influence. It means Shea Bolton is going to roam around this midfield and stoppage, but it goes to Williams, who turns on a dime, and then from 50 goes towards Chincotta, but over his head. And there's the first intercept mark for Nick Vlosten. Last line of defence for the Tigers.
And it was important too. Harvey Norman replay. That was going to land straight down the throat of Charlie Curnow.
McIntosh ran around the mark and then kicked it along the ground. Straight to Cripps. Handballs to Walsh. And as easy as you like, there's the first turnover goal. A mistake from the experienced McIntosh. And these Blues make you pay. Walsh with the first early. And on the Triple M Titanium Caribbean scoreboard, they're 1 straight 6. Tigers yet to score. Stay off road and off grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan.
Well, it's not really the part of the ground you would want to be taking risks from. It's probably the riskiest part of the ground. If you turn it over, it's going back over your head for a goal, and you just got to take the long down the line option, give a contest, force the ball out of bounds, create another stoppage. We're just looking at the Harvey Norman here. He tried to balk back through and pull the trigger, kicked it off the instep, and a really clean pick-up by Cripps, and a nice finish there by Walsh.
Choice Hotels around the grounds.
Port Adelaide 8-12-60, leading the Saints by a point, 8-11-59, halfway into the final term.
It was a poor kick from Vlosten too, wasn't it, Stevie? Hit the deck in front of McIntosh, so immediately put him under pressure, having to play on.
The Blues get the first one. Taranto will get a free kick in the middle. He was taken too high by the ruckman pit net. So Taranto pumps one forward. Looking for the big markers. Coming out hard was Kazitsky. Hit the ground level. Bolton was slung as he kicked, was able to get his foot to the ball. And now Hollins feeds the ball backwards, calling for a throw. The Blues through Sard, though, release the football, looking for Williams. Good to see Broad back right next to him, and Broad did a really good job and gets it out of bounds. So a boundary throw in. As Williams goes for an early spell on the bench. He's only been playing about half a minute. Not sure he needed to come off, but he did.
Vantasia's the man that comes on. And throw in just forward to centre wing. Tigers half of the ground. Pitnet, who's in for the late Tom de Koning, who's being managed. It's a bit sore. And the quick kick into the middle. There is Fantasia straight onto the ground. He tries to leave it for Walsh, but Rioli cleverly taps it to himself. Took a bounce and then drills a low bullet and finds Noah Bolter. Well, it's taking the mark.
It's a good kick because the Blues have got the extra, that being in Mitch McGovern, who he just had to negate there with that low ball. But it's all on the back of Liam Baker coming up as a small forward into the stoppage. So the Tig's happy with the extra around the stoppage, whereas the Blues happy to take one further down the field.
21 goals, 11 from Bolter. I can hear that conversation, Brownie, and he kicks the goal straight over the goal umpire's head. So Noah Bolter's moved back up forward. And he's got the first. He's pumped up too. One straight 6 apiece. Early stages. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, it was a good passage of play in the end, Stevie.
Yeah, well, I mean, just the poise to be able to actually out-sprint Sam Walsh, who looks really sharp today. Rioli gathered the footy, and then you were right, the precise kick inside 50. Bolter done well to take the mark in the end. It was at his knees, but it was a kick to advantage. And he's got a really important role to play today, Noah Bolter. He's up against arguably the best defender in the competition in Jacob Wiedering today. So you've got to take your opportunities to try and bring the ball to ground when the ball's in the air, but equally lead up at the right times and get dangerous and hit the scoreboard.
So a goal apiece at the MCG. Ash, a crowd check.
About 55,000. That's what they've averaged the past 4 non-round 1 openers between these two clubs.
It's a horrendous day weather-wise, so it's a good crowd. Dustin Martin fitted out of the middle, looking to the centre wing, and Ralph Smith. Ralph Smith fed the handball to Taranto. Taranto almost run down, had to go back and run a 180. Snap one inside forward 50. Fist, ball got out the back, opportunity, it keeps bouncing and it's through for a rush behind. So Tigers take the lead by 0.117. Carlton 1 straight 6 Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Important to match the Blues early. They've been fast starters in recent weeks, Carlton, so important for the Tigers to get off to a good start. Well, McGovern's kick made Newman work, but got there in the pockets. I think a great year, Nick Newman. Handball's back to McGovern, who likes to kick on his left, gets some good purchase. 2v2 on the wing. Curnow in that contest. Kennedy doing the crumbing, but ran straight into a Liam Baker tackle. And now they're away, the Tigers. Nankervis just pokes it to a 1v1. Wiedering, Kaczynski. You think Wiedering would win that most times. And he takes the mark. In the back pocket for Carlton.
So that, you're just trying to get some form at your new club and you come up against Wiedering.
And he goes long down the line. Pitnet couldn't take possession, or a couple of big boys going hard. It was Campbell and Kennedy, and Cripps in the end comes up with the ball, feeds it back to Newman. There's a bit of time and space just along this boundary line. Members side wing MCG. Again, the kick goes to Charlie Curnow, and again, Ben Miller did well. And then free kick's going to be paid to the Blues, and they take advantage. Curnow ran on, and there's Ollie Hollins, Elijah I should say, who just drifted inside 50 and has taken a mark 45 metres out, about 5 metres in from the boundary line.
Choice Hotels, Port by point over St Kilda. 5.5 to go before full time.
Tough kick here.
Where's he aim at, Stevie?
Well, I think you got to aim it straight through the middle.
You can't give the goals away, Stevie, and it'll go a little bit left to right at the end.
Does feel swirly sometimes down ground level, but the boys are right. Don't give the goals away. Hollins just crosses the 50, starts it straight at the goals, and it faded across late.
All clear.
Through from behind. So 1-1-7 apiece. 14.5 minutes to go in this opening term. Of course, Macca's making a McSmart with a new McSmart meal from Macca's. 2 burgers, small fries, and a small soft drink for just $6.95.
That is a value for money. You can see early on from the Blues, though, they're trying to go corridor. So far, Richmond's done a good job of closing that down, forcing them long down the line a couple of times. Just have to be onto it, especially on turnover when it's so hard to set the field up.
Jaden Short to do the kicking in. He runs 15 and pumps it towards centre wing. Wiedering marks it comfortably. Second intercept mark for Wiedering. Just about the best defender in the business at the moment. Feeds it to Nick Newman, who's got a lead from Paddy Cripps. Paddy Cripps 55 out. Hasn't got the journey from there. Looks one way, and then doubling back was Curnow. From the side is Mackay. Can't mark it, still in play. Fed it backwards, Shin-Cotter. He should have marked that, Mackay. There was nobody anywhere near him, which is unbelievable when you consider how big he is.
Yeah, young Malcolm slipped over there.
It's
Blight.
Oh, that's Stevie. You did.
Yes, for those playing along at home, debutant Jacob Blight for the Tigers today at fullback, and Harry Mackay from the throw-in, not going anywhere. In fact, in the back against Owies on Nankervis. Just fell in there late.
That was a horrible miss from Mackay, though. Harvey Norman replay. That was an uncontested mark, a metre out, and he managed to fluff it.
Good let off for young Blight.
Nankervis going to go along to Bolter, this time in front of Wiedering. Takes a strong mark. Started well. Bolter as the forward today. Prefer him down back or in the forward line, Stevie?
Well, sometimes he can be Wayne Carey down forward, and other times he gives the donuts. But he has started well.
It wasn't a best kick though. Went to Brody Kemp, who takes another intercept mark. They've already taken 3 at least. Two men, the Blues.
4 actually, 4-1 Carlton's way.
Yep, and Newman just taking a long time to make a decision. And eventually just goes up the corridor and short back to Kemp. Centre half back. Scores 1-1-7 apiece. 13 minutes to play opening term.
They're out this side, but they want to explore the Shane Warne wing side for the first time. Jacob Wiedering's been out here for the best part of 30 seconds.
I think Richmond are really trying to cover the corridor with their defence, so they're prepared to give them the wider one.
It ended up with Akers, who had time for a bounce towards half forward, looking for Curnow. Couldn't mark it. Picking up the football was young Blight. Handball to forward. Here's Baker. Baker on the inside. He heard the call from Taranto. Taranto's handball into the middle. Bolt needs to be good. Bolton was good. He got the ball out to McIntosh. They've got players forward of the football. Short ball by McIntosh. Sonsi, he'll load up into the pocket looking for Martin one-on-one. Dustin Martin can't mark it. It went too wide at the end and the ball's out of bounds. Good build-up from the Tigers. Choice Hotels around the grounds.
Well, it's Port Adelaide by a point over St Kilda. 2:46 to go before full-time. Jack Steele had a set shot for goal directly in front from just outside 50, but it hit the behind post. So it's a boundary throw in deep and Saints attacking 50.
We'll get back to you in a minute there, Two-Man, as this boundary throw-in is a quick kick from the Blues. High ball, centre half back. Cher, a couple of touches early. Fantasia, under pressure, throws it on the boot. Shin-Cotter and Vlosten in this contest. Vlosten wins it again. That's his second contest win. And now McIntosh for the Tigers, kicks it down the line, and that ball will go out of bounds in front of the members. Big supporter group have all turned out. Cold conditions, love seeing their sides play. 13 marks to the Blues early, Richmond just the 4. That's how these two sides like to play. Carlton will control the ball. Richmond prepared to go to the contest. And then Curvis, beautiful tap on the fly to Taranto, who shanks it out of bounds on the full. And a good look from that boundary throw and inside 50. Apologises to everyone.
Jacob's closer.
And it'll be Newman who'll take the kick in up against the right-hand point post for the Blues. Deep in defence. Two-man, Choice Hotels again.
Yeah, Port Adelaide by a point over St Kilda. Under 2 remaining before full time. Port Adelaide have the ball. Front half of the ground to their advantage. Now at right half forward as we speak.
So one thing that really lets Taranto down is that the finishing at the end, that should have been a goal the amount of time he had, and the Tigers should be a goal in front.
No doubt about that. He is so dangerous around forward stoppages. He's actually not too bad a finisher with the snap across the body when he comes out of stoppages, but the drop punt when he just needs to settle down, take those extra couple of steps and compose himself and finish is what does really let him down as a player.
You're going to put him in your top 20 Geelong player snappers?
No, he didn't play it Geelong.
Fair point.
Boundary throw in. It seemed like all you did was mention Geelong players. Chera. The ball squeezed out the back. Sam Walsh. Quick handball. Elijah Hollins to Kennedy, who had 31 last week. To half forward, and Vlosten doing a good job early. Chincotta's got the tag on him. That's his third intercept. And Vlosten, as Joey writes it down for first crack. Very excited about Vlosten's start as Joey.
Needs to change his boots, Chincotta. He's fallen over 3 times now. Not sure what he's running with, but every time he's gone to react to the movement of Vlosten, he's slipped and given Vlosten a run at it.
It's the first game of Blight. A big boy Pumps one to half forward looking for Martin. Not a good kick. And it finishes in the hands of Sam Walsh, who's got runners left and right. One of those is Akers. Akers, right foot towards half forward, going back with a flight, real courage, did well going back with that flight. Paddy Cripps burst through. Paddy Cripps couldn't take it with him. The Tigers now pick it up. Hopper, short ball, Martin on centre wing, fed it to Baker, missed Baker, found Rioli. Rioli forward to Gazitsky, another one to Baker, one bounce to Baker, two bounces to Baker, 50 metres out, squares it up, brilliant kick. Boyd went back with courage. He put the ball to ground level. Tigers still with an opportunity. Now the Blues get there in numbers and they hold it up. Bolter inches one forward, but Carlton now with superior numbers.
Desperate defence by the Blues. Although Saad's kick was short. A free kick though against Camden McIntosh to Nick Newman.
Choice hotels around the grounds.
Well, Georgiades having a set shot for goal, 20 metres out, if that, directly in front. It's Port Adelaide by a point over the Saints, 4 seconds remaining. So Port Adelaide are home as Georgiades has popped it through.
No, missed it.
Or are behind.
It doesn't matter. Siren sounds.
Yep. 2 points victory to Port Adelaide, 8-14-62 to the Saints, 8-12-60.
A lot of hugs for Kenny Hinkley. He'll breathe a sigh of relief. Saints let one slip. That's all over at Marvel Stadium. Here's Kazitsky right in front. I think to change gates. A high ball. No one was able to get there first. Liam Baker was almost the first man there, but again, good pressure by the Blues, and Richmond just quick kick it straight to Saad. So these intercept marks are starting to add up. Now they get their run from counter-attack. Ollie Hollins, Cripps, forward to the centre, puts it to the advantage of Harry Mackay against Miller. Miller did well not to give away the free kick, and then laid a strong tackle, and Richmond have the numbers in defence. Rioli, underground kick to Kazitsky, who almost made a meal of it. Akers got a bit of a smother in from the handball. Scrappy footy to be won here, half forward for Carlton. Akers goes in again. Shea Bolton lays a strong tackle. Eventually, it's Jack Graham who rips it out of there, as Cripps just knocks Graham on his backside. And the kick down the wing will eventually go out of bounds. That's a bit of the scrappy footy we're going to get this afternoon, but Tigers are having a crack, so are the Blues. 8.5 minutes left, first term, 7 apiece.
So I can see the Harvey Norman replay of that Paddy Cripps clash. Harvey Norman clearance ends today. Don't miss unbeatable deals on TVs, computers, furniture, and Aussie-made betting. Best brands, best range, best price. Harvey Norman clearance ends today as Paddy Cripps has got another football. Handballs. Fogarty inside forward 50. Did well was Blight. Couldn't take it with him though. Carlton with an opportunity. Williams turns around the body and he kicks the goal for the Blues. Carlton back in front by 6 points. 13 plays 7. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
They look pretty dangerous, Carlton, when they're going forward. They just haven't quite made the most of some opportunities. I reckon Mackay's been a little bit stiff. He dropped that mark earlier. He's been missed on a couple of lead-ups. And I reckon he was unlucky not to get a free kick only a minute or so before this goal. So they do look threatening, but that was just an opportunity there by Zach Williams in the right spot at the right time. He's looked really dangerous since moving to the forward line. We know he's got great agility, he's clean, and he's got good foot skills, so get the ball in his hands, he's able to swivel around and snap one through.
Harvey Norman replay. It was Jacob Blight who tried to come off Mackay and take the mark. Missed it. However, I love the intent. Not so much worried about locking down on a Harry Mackay. Obviously, the more experienced player backing himself. So, no doubt, as the game goes on, he'll be taking those opportunities.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off, although we're just having a little soft review here, and there might be a little snick on the post.
Decision on the scoreboard.
The score has been overturned. The arc is overruled. It'll be behind only. No, let off there for the Tigers. It'll be back to 1-2-8 for Carlton. Richmond 1-1-7. Tigers fans like that.
They must be sensitive, those posts. That was the smallest snick.
Adam Gilchrist wouldn't have walked for that.
No.
That'll be Brownie's man Broad. He'll take the kick in. Go short and wide.
Good to see him back from last week and the week before that.
Play on. Just a bit of footy. Miller, an absolute stinker. That's a shake straight to Cripps. They might gift the Blues their second goal here. Kennedy goes forward looking for Chincotta, and Blight takes the mark on the second block. He's been involved early. Big Malcolm. And he's trying to assess his options. No Tigers really moving for him, so he has to create, and that's a good option to Ralph Smith, who Nathan Broad was a big rap for.
He was.
A couple of good signs from Blight. Took a nice mark there. Nice kick as well.
His second kick was better than his first.
Well, okay.
Kick down towards the wing. There's Newman again. Too strong for Jack Graham. And they'll reload. And there they are looking to go through the corridor to big Harry Mackay, who gets smashed by Nankervis as he took the mark. And then Cripper is the only one that could put Nankervis on his backside. Gave him one. And there's going to be no good call by the umpires. Just let the big boys sort out themselves. And Mackay will take the free kick right inside the centre circle.
And he's looking for Hollands. Couldn't mark it. Fogarty's handball to Cripps. Wants to get his hands free and does. The handball only went back to the Tigers though. Kennedy, he laid a good tackle. Graham, his kick was smothered. Coming through was Miller. He was tackled too. And the ball stopped at centre half forward. Robbo, boundary.
I told you Toby Nankervis is going to club someone.
Bob Jane team march. Robbo doing a great job as always. Just comedic timing at its best for Robbo.
Back this way.
Just lost a little bit of shape ahead of the footy here, the Tigers. They've got every player within sort of 30-40 metres, allowing Newman to be the +1 if they do win it. The Tigers 50 metres away.
Cripps doing the ruck work. Then he laid the tackle.
He started well too, Cripps.
What's his numbers, Ash? Triple M Red Z Lending.
10 disposals and a couple of tackles leading ball winner.
Loans for the self-employed. Cripps has got a very good record against the Tigers. And he's a good price for 32. So, right, Joey, over to you.
Harry, Toby.
Is he in the Brownlow? Is he in Nate's Brownlow tracker? Is he around the mark?
He's about 6th.
Block.
Free kick from the ruck contest. Going to go to Nankervis.
Against Chera it was. Not sure why he decided to get in the way of Nankervis when he clearly nominated for the ruck.
Kicks out wide to McIntosh, who had the height advantage on Fantasia. Looks a lot older than 29 years of age, Camden McIntosh.
Oh.
Short and wide. Jake Short.
Sorry, fountain of youth.
Play on.
Then Short. He's going to get a free kick downfield. That's dumb from Orazio Fantasia. There's no need for it all. Tackled him high after he kicked it. So the Tigers will look to continue on. This is Sonzi.
Does look old though, doesn't he?
Give it a big Hugo. Let him have a big run at a hanger.
The kicks a low, shanky sort of ball. And Hopper, they able to keep it in. He wants to go back to Sonzi, who sort of waited for it. Who handed that to Fantasia, got away with it. And then Mansell dumps Newman as he quick kicks it. Curnow got his hands to a few, hasn't been able to take a mark yet. Chincotta, though, does the crumbing, looks up ahead, sees no Carlton players except for Ben Miller. So he almost does a chip and charge himself, Chincotta.
And Alfie Langer.
Nearly got there. And now the Tigers will reload through Baker.
Baker lowers the eyes, but only as far as Pitnet, the tallest man out there, Paddy Cripps, having a birthday at the moment. Akers run down. Taranto with an opportunity now. His handball was good. Baker with a second effort. Coming in was Bolton. He's tackled by Sard. We're balling up in the middle. Good intent from both clubs. The Blues led by a point. So the ball up. Entertaining game of football. Low scoring, tough conditions. Cold at the MCG. Windy, as we heard Robbo say. And now the ball just bubbling around in the middle. Pitnet couldn't take it with him, and the umpire's going to ball it up again.
Sure, what are some of the numbers? Richmond should feel like they're in this contest at the moment.
They are. Territory battle's virtually dead even. 10 inside 50s to 9 Carlton's way. But their kicking efficiency, though, Joey, going at 51%. League average is 67.
I feel like the Blues have taken a lot more intercept marks as well, Truman.
Yeah, that rolls out to 8 intercept marks for the Blues. The AFL average for an entire game is 16.
Hopper from inside the centre square. Long ball. Bolter will fly. Oh, coming the other way was Weeder. Encouraged from both players. And in the end, we'll get a ball up. 35 metres out from the Tigers' goal. 1-2-8 the Blues. Richmond 1-1-7. Zach Williams had a goal denied. So low scoring. Real arm wrestle. Speaking of arm wrestles, Nankervis going to get another free kick against Pitnet. And Nank will go back and have a shot from 40 metres out. Slight angle.
Pitnet asking for the explanation.
There he goes, come out.
To which he was given you a holding. We'll have a look at it here on the Harvey Norman. Yeah.
Grabbed his arms.
Yeah, wrap the arms around.
I'd say he's less than even money chance here, Nath.
Less than even money chance. I reckon he's a pretty good set shot, Nankervis, from 45.
It's the post.
Flushes it. Straight through the middle. Goal umpire didn't have to move.
Through the middle.
Straight through the middle. Split the atom. Tigers 2-1-13. Richmond 1-2-8. 3.5 minutes left, first quarter.
What's his career set shot record, Tube?
18-21.
Okay.
Nice finish.
It was a nice finish, and this is one thing the Tigers are going to have to do if they're continuing to be competitive, is make the most of their opportunities when they do get looks in front of goal. They had a miss from a Taranto, which was somewhat of an easy-ish shot. But those set shots from 35, 40 metres out, the ones that are less than 50-50, as you described, Stevie, they're going to be the difference in this game for them to continue to be competitive, or if the Blues can kick away.
Ash, what was his set shot rate for his career?
Prior to that kick, 17-21, so 18-21 now, career set shots for Nankervis.
So he's kicked 37 goals in his career. You're telling me Toby Nankervis has kicked 20 goals in general play and less from set shots from marking?
Unheard of for a ruckman, isn't it?
I'm not saying that's wrong, but it sounds wrong.
Any of those kick-ins, do you reckon, Brownie?
16 of them. Rioli. That was completely made up.
Apologies
But
to
in my
Lockie Whitfield.
defence, Lockie Whitfield, they had 12 kick-ins last week and he took all 12.
Move on.
There's no apologies here. Absolutely not.
Stand.
Vlosten is on centre wing. Has that tag been broken, Stevie? With Chincotta.
Not yet, no.
Wiedering goes out of bounds. Triple M Seabus super special comments, making hard work pay off since 1984. No, not yet.
Mark.
I just needed to get the credit in there.
Well, just over 3 minutes left in this opening quarter. 10 inside 50s apiece. Time in half. 50-50. A nice even contest. Richmond up for the fight. Blues have been good first quarters. Cripps had an awesome first quarter. That was a strong clearance and handball. And now Elijah Hollins was in the corridor, but he saw Walsh in a ton of space wide. Gets it to him on the wing. Who wants to go forward? Mackay's got the run and jump this time. Takes the mark. Over short. And then Hollins continued to run on after getting that kick in the corridor. Takes the mark. 48 metres out, straight in front. Doesn't want to go for home. He wants to go short to Akers, who was pushed. And the umpire said it wasn't 15. But because he was pushed in the back,
McGovern's going to run around here.
Stevie J, that's why he should be in the coach's box. McGovern launches from 60. It's going to go really close. Good fist from the Tigers. They knock it through for the rush behind. So 139 the Blues. Richmond 2-1-13. Stevie J was the first to see Mitch McGovern lurking.
I shouldn't be. Players should be all over that.
Play on.
It happens time and time again.
Vlosten into the back pocket and he finds McIntosh.
You can see how happy the Tigers are just to kick this to contest. So no spread and look for the open side. At the moment, it's all keep it within the bubble so they know when they do go long or if they're going to explore.
Rioli, bad kick into the middle. They expose themselves here. Williams tumbles it back in and he finds Harry Mackay.
And I was making the point there that they've sacrificed so many numbers long down the line that the option through the corridor isn't on because the Blues are doing a good job at condensing that part of the ground. So I thought the theory was going to be kick long to a contest and back your numbers in there.
You thought they were going safety and then they turned cowboy.
And then they went full cowboy.
30 goals, 13 this year. It's been a very good return for Harry Mackay. He'll kick from 45 degree angle to the punt road end. That's a point. You hear the Richmond fans with glee. 1-4-10, Tigers 2-1-13. Minute 15 to go. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Just got to try and hang on here, the Tigers. Not concede one late. They'll be happy to go in at quarter time with a lead. Feels like it's going to be a real grind and arm wrestle. Dusty Martin just flapped his arms and said, this ball has to go long to where all the numbers are. No stuffing around with it late in the quarter.
Play on.
So Miller will oblige and go towards Bolter and Wiedering. Two big boys. Wiedering too good though. That's another intercept mark.
Stand. Play on.
Being dominant first quarter. Puts it into the path of Charlie Curnow, who finally gets some separation. And you know he wants to wheel here, Stevie.
Yeah, he loves to wheel.
Is anyone onto it? Not really. So he wheels Curnow and then launches it from 55 and says, look at me. That's why I'm on track for my third Coleman in a row. His first look at it. He makes no mistake. Blues 2-4-16. Richmond 2-1-13. Dying seconds of this first term. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan.
Well, Charlie Curnow got 5 high fives, but the rest of them all went to Jacob Wiedering, including Charlie himself. That was the reason that ball went back in. Noah Bolter's got the roll on Wiedering at the moment, Wiedering is taking the soap out, taking the scrubbing brush as well, because he's giving an absolute bath right now. Intercept marking, but also this has been the improvement in his game. His ability to look, face the game, and then back himself by foot, get into dangerous areas.
Paddy Cripps, first quarter, Ash.
He's had 14 disposals, 3 clearances. His PB is 42, and Wiedering 6 disposals, 3 intercept marks, 5 intercept possessions.
They're both on world record pace at the moment. Ball inching out of the middle, Sam Walsh. He got tackled to the ground by Rioli. The man is weighing up big offers from the Gold Coast Suns at the moment.
Appreciate it.
We'll have a ball up, as we see on the Harvey Norman replay. Adam Uze down on the bench. Played 226 games straight himself when he played for the Melbourne Football Club.
He was a very good snapper, Nath.
He was a great left footer.
One glove.
If he had 26 disposals, it was always 25 and 1. He refused to handball. I mean, you could kick like Adam Uze, why would you? He'll be holding the ball. So, quick. They do, Stevie. There's only 2 seconds to go. They're not going to get it in quick enough. As the siren goes, a very entertaining first quarter of football where the Blues lead.
Oh, you're kidding!
No score. Run after the siren. They're all going to celebrate like idiots.
Noah Bolt hasn't figured it out yet. No.
Still carrying on.
He ran 55 metres, Noah Bolt up, and he's still happy with it.
It's like celebrating a point.
They still think it's a goal.
Nick Vlossen just had to come and tell them all.
Unfortunately, it was no score in the end. The Blues 2-4-16. The Tigers at 2-1-13. It's a 3-point lead at quarter time to the Carlton Football Club for McDonald's Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
make it McSmart with the new McSmart meal from Macca's. 2 burgers, small fries and small soft drink for $6.95.
Cut through the background blah to hear more of the sounds you want to hear with Specsaver's advanced hearing technology.
He gives it everything he's got from outside 50. It's a goal!
Book a hearing appointment with our audiology professionals for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices. Always follow the directions for use.
Tradies, gear up for winter with Hard Yakka. We're redefining toughness for the colder months. Our new winter range for men and women is here, featuring a huge selection of ultra-warm jackets and vests ready to shield you from the elements. And our iconic 3056 tradie boot, a must-have for the season. Every item crafted for durability and outstanding performance. So get your winter gear sorted at your nearest stockist or visit hardyakka.com. For the Aussie legends of today, Hard Yakka, nothing's tougher.
For the hottest of hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Ream's been proudly manufacturing here in Australia for over 80 years.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
So ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
What's on your Aussie bucket list? Sitting around the campfire on a beach at Exmouth after fishing all day? Exploring the tip of Cape York or the bottom of the Eyre Peninsula? Do it all in a Titanium Caravan. Australian made, Australian owned, superior quality and ultimate comfort. With Titanium Caravans, you can go off-road and off-grid in total luxury. Experience Titanium Caravans for yourself in their Epping showroom or visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
That's right, buddy. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners is giving you up to $500 cash bonus and supporting Heart Kids Australia with every eligible claim. This year, they're celebrating 25 years of designing quality products with unrivaled reliability, superior performance, and cutting-edge technology. So it's no surprise they have the highest levels of customer satisfaction. Put your trust in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, the experts in air. Terms and conditions apply.
Last days, Harvey Norman clearance and Sunday. TVs, fridges, vacuums, priced to clear. Dyson Gen 5 outside stick vac now under $1,000. Laptops, mobiles and more on sale. Save up to 30% on Windows 11 computers. Big bargains in bedding. Queen size Australian-made mattress now priced from below $399. Save up to 40% off floor stock and X-Display lounges, dining and outdoor furniture. And 10% off selected Miele appliances with 5-year warranty. Harvey Norman clearance and Sunday. Best brands, best range at the best price guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Amy's Only in Australia files. When it's backyard cricket season and the umpire, who's also your mum, calls no ball. But that's irrelevant because now her brand new bay window is smashed. That's when you know the lucky country isn't so lucky. So it's
lucky you're with Amy.
Before buying home building insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter for Beacon Trade. With Beacon Trade by your side, you'll never work alone.
Quarter time MCG. It's Carlton 2-4-16 leading Richmond 2-1-13. Conditions pretty good. It's windy and cold, but no rain. Just a dour scrap at the moment. Tigers certainly up for the fight, but two sides that are playing a bit of a contested brand of footy. Sam Walsh kicked the opener. Charlie Curnow got one late in the corner. And in between that, Noah Bolter and Nankervis kicked goals for the Tigers here with Brownie, Daisy, Tuman, Stevie J. We'll get down to this man first of all. Robbo for Bub J&T Marts.
Yeah, blue sky, Joey, and that's good. Fingers crossed. There's a bit of sprinkling around the MCG, but we've been pretty lucky today so far. But we'll get some a bit later. Crowds build up a little bit because people have come from Punt Road from the VFL as well. They've cleaned up a bit of blood on Sam Welsh knee, so he had a little bit of a blood rule there. And Noah Bolter actually went to the umpires just to be confirmed and check whether that was a goal or not. He was told he was flagged off. Get to the huddle, mate.
Yeah, he was carrying on a bit there. Noah Bolter for a no score. Bob J&T Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Chew, man.
Carlton 8 out of the last 10 inside 50s, 14 out of their 16 points from turnover, and Patrick Cripps 14 disposals and 3 clearances.
Triple M Red Z lending stats. There's been a few people killed off recently, Ash. There was the Hall of Fame. There was a guy that was killed off, and he wasn't even. And then in the first quarter, I thought I heard it, but I needed Leroy to check that somebody else had been killed off today.
And throw in just forward to centre wing. Tigers half of the ground. Pitnet, who's in for the late Tom De Koning.
Poor old Tom De Koning isn't with us anymore.
Apologies to the De Koning family. Tom is just not playing. He's okay, mate. He's okay. Just injured. Don't try and deflect from your own player. That's still going to go viral and still be right up there.
It's a good one. It's been a good day. It's been a good day. Start of the second term for McDonald's Room Hot Water. Triple M rocks football. The bounce is good. Martin in the middle at the moment. Couldn't take it with him. Taranto picked it up cleanly. Ran an arc and then just scrubbed one towards half forward. And now the Blues win the football back. Sam Walsh to Hollins. That's Elijah. Looking over the back. The ball will bounce towards Mackay. Mackay feeds it off. Williams on the left. Bouncing ball across the face. 3 for 1 behind. So almost a good start to the Blues. They lead by 4 points. 4 points. 17 plays 13.
Carlton are definitely sweating on the turnover. Richmond don't need to take any silly risks with the football because they've looked vulnerable on the turnover. Play the stoppage game. We've got a ruckman who's dominant at the moment. Stoppages are a win.
Yeah, it looks like their plan, Stevie. Short takes the kick and he goes long again to a big contest. And they win at Tigers. So Mansell gets some territory, but only as far as Cowan, who took the mark on Shea Bolton and squares it up straight away inboard. This has been their adjustment this year, the Blues. From turnover, they to attack the corridor much more, but McGovern didn't have much on. So now they will play their control game. Newman.
Outside 5.
Back to Cowan.
And you can see the extra number here of the Tigers all around the point of the square.
Play on.
4 blokes defending nothing, so that should mean that Carlton have a long down the line win.
Kicks it to a pack of about 8 players. They're all in there, all the tools. Chincotta, who's doing the defensive role of Lawson, won the crumb. Now the handball comes out to Kennedy, who goes to a 1v1. Curnow, top of the square. No free kick. Clever handball from Elijah Hollins. And the goal from Fogarty. Good play, Blues. A lot of numbers in there, forward 50, that they found a way through. 3-5-23. Richmond 2-1-13 this second quarter. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And when you are so conscious of something, you've got to give something up, Stevie, when you're trying to take away a strength of the opposition. Unfortunately, they were so worried about that ball coming back through the corridor on a 30, 25-metre chip kick and changing an angle. They sacrificed the numbers long down the line, and from there, it got to the ground, and the Blues had extra numbers at ground level. It was a good contest from Curnow on the Harvey Norman at the top of the screen. Probably should have been a free kick, really, but a nice finish in the end.
What did Carlton end up giving up for Elijah Hollands? Does anybody know that deal? Because that is a very good deal for Carlton.
Second round pick, I reckon.
That is brilliant, because he's a find. He's a class act.
He was highly touted in his draft year.
So for McDonald's Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football, Hopper pumps one to half forward, but standing in the way is Saad. Chips the football to Chera.
Stand.
Chera on the point of the square. He goes wide. He's got the run of Wiedering. Wiedering, the Shane Warne side. Hugs the boundary line with a kick.
Outside 5.
And he finds Cowan. So a slow build up again like the last one. So Cowan asked to play on. He runs 15 and gets it towards the 50-metre line. The ball hits the front of the pack. That's where the Blues have got the numbers. Walsh fumbled, was good enough to get it back to Pitnet into the pocket. The Vic is good. And they find Owies.
Let's go, Harry. Let's go.
The celebrator.
And a good snapper, Stevie.
And he's a good finisher. And if he does kick this, I mean, it's a difficult kick.
It's in there, Tin.
But if he does kick it, he certainly will celebrate it.
10-2 this year. I'll get the binoculars on him.
10 seconds.
Have a look at the celebration. Snap around the body. And I can see he's kicked it. I'm not even looking at the goals because he's pointed to the stands and he's happy with himself. Matty Owens gets his first and the Blues get a bit of a lead. 16 points early in the second quarter. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, you can see that Carlton, with their ball movement, is really well drilled. They're looking, as I said earlier, they're looking to sweat off the turnover if Richmond do take some risk with the footy in hand, and then they'll go back really quick at the opposition and try and get them on counter-punch. But if they're able to win it back and Richmond are well set up defensively, they're happy to build the ball up and then wait till everyone's in position to go long to a contest, make sure they've got good representation at ground level, win that ground ball and then go inside 50. That's been the last 2 goals. They've been able to go into a different mode of ball movement and get the same result.
27 of the 29 points, Stevie, from turnover.
Working beautifully, you two. Triple M Seabus super special comments, making hard work pay off since 1984. In the middle, Fogarty now in the centre bounce. Walsh tries to toe poke it to himself almost, and in the end falls on the footy, which allows the Tigers to pick it up. Shea Bolton, who was also in that centre bounce. High ball towards the wing. Akers, strong tackle. Mansell didn't think he had the footy, and while that was all going on, Sonzi just went and ripped it away. Got the handball back to Mansell under pressure. Just tumbles a ball. Bolter was clean, but McGovern was right on his hammer and stripped him. And now the Blues win the footy back, and they'll go through Cowan. Handball wide. Newman always has a look around before he makes a decision with the boot with the footy, and that was a good option for Mackay. He took it down low, really low.
Stand.
Now they want to get it moving back to Newman. Who from 70 pulls the kicking ball. That's why they get it in his hands. He's using it beautifully this year. Hollands has taken the mark. 40 metres out, slight angle.
Well, involved a couple of times, and it's the overlap. When the Blues have got the ball live, that's when they look most dangerous. Just continuing to run with numbers, hit their targets, and with such a focus on trying to get back and help and support the matchup with Curnow. There's pockets of space everywhere, and Holland's found one of those.
They've kicked the last 3. 2 in this quarter. Elijah Hollands lets it fly from 50. Strikes it nicely. And Carlton kick away. 5-5-35. Richmond 2-1-13. Robbo, we'll get you Bob J team-ups. Looks like there's a sore blue.
Yeah, Adam Saad on the outer wing. Far wing. Heavy clash, right side. Could have been an ankle. Doctor screamed out to him, flagged him off. He'll run that out, but a sore boy, Saad.
You talked about his move from the Gold Coast, Nath. He done his knee in his under-18 year, but as a 17-year-old, there was potential that he may be a number 1 pick. So that's how talented a player we're talking about with him. He's got his body together, and we see both those brothers, their work rate up and down the ground is as good as anyone. They play their role beautifully, and that's why they're playing good footy.
So look at the Harvey Norman replay. Saad definitely got his foot caught underneath, rolled the ankle. Clearance ends today. Don't miss unbelievable deals on TVs, computers, furniture, and Aussie made betting. Best brands, best range, best price. Harvey Norman clearance ends today.
Do it again. They pay big money. Do it
Harvey
again.
Norman clearance ends today.
Very good.
So the Tigers towards half forward, fisted away. The ball is out of bounds. Hits your Caravan, and we've done that today. But I think out of all the teams that wear long sleeves, and all 18 do at some point, the Blues is by far and away the most appealing. The full-length Carlton Navy jumper, which Elijah Hollins is sporting today. And hitch my Caravan to that early next week.
What name comes to mind when you see the long sleeve Blues jumper?
Silvani.
Holding Chera. Carlton.
Heard the free kick from the umpire, out of zone umpire.
Chera.
To Adam Chera.
No.
Matty Kennedy thought he could take the advantage. 30 seconds later.
Outside 5.
There he is, right on cue. Jack Silvani on the screen, next to Jesse Motlop.
You were talking about his dad, though, weren't you?
Yep.
Move it on. Play on.
Well done,
Silvani family, well done, Stevie, just to clarify that. Kick down the wing, then Curvis, strong mark. Intercept mark. I was thinking Ange Christou.
Woof.
And then Curtis at halfback. They're going to keep it skinny again, the Tigers, just playing straight line footy at the moment. Wiedering, big fist in, but only as far as Bolton. So here's a chance from this contest win. Goes inside 50, Akers in the box seat. Did enough, Campbell, just to get it down. Sonzi trying to get it back to Seth Campbell. Looking for some others to support Baker. Underground handball. Went towards Ollie Hollins. He couldn't take it cleanly. Nick Newman under pressure now. Tigers got their forward half game going. Baker with a third tackle. Mansell goes in hard. Well done, Richmond. They lock it up. That's good pressure. Wiedering a bit slow to get to his feet.
Yeah, that'll be on the highlights reel come Monday in the review. There's the effort required. Wiedering, knee caught underneath the tackle there, but the Tigers pressure, one after the other piling in.
Cripps underground handball, and that clear the area to Williams. All the way up to halfback, chips the football to Mackay. Mackay's only got Smalls ahead, so he's going to have to think his way through this. You got Owies and Fantasia.
If they can find a switch, they've got a player out.
Stand.
This is where they've just built the ball up. Wait to reset. Wait until you've got numbers ahead of the footy where you can engage and give a contest. And then win the ball at ground level when you eventually do go long.
Short ball to Chera and then to Kennedy, and Kennedy the attacking kick to centre half forward. Pitnet from the side. 1-2, juggle the third. Gets up. What's he got on offer? Looks inside forward 50. Takes an eternity. Not sure what he's waiting for. Just get it in. You got weapons in there, and he kicks it straight out of bounds.
Not making a good case for the ruckman doing anything well there.
Well,
Steve.
he tried to kick on the outside of his foot. I just don't know if that's in the golf bag. I don't know if he's got that club.
Nope.
So throw in. Right hand point post forward pocket for the Blues, doing all the attacking in this third term. They lead by 22 points. The Rucks go at it. McIntosh, that defensive winger, happy to punch it through for a rush behind. Won't get penalised. Controversial decision last night in the Essendon Geelong game. And they lead by 23 points now, 5-6-36 to Richmond 2-1-13. Just saw Georgie Hill at the sub for the Blues this afternoon. Sam Banks the sub for the Tigers.
So the Blues will go back inside forward 50. That's a good kick. A really good kick, and they've found Owies again. Wiedering, unstoppable, impenetrable.
The human caravan, Brownie.
Absolutely.
Oh, Blues checking here.
The titanium.
Richmond switched off defensively, and he was able to pass the ball into the pocket.
That's your line.
Looks like Fantasia's got the ball in a similar spot that always took that last snapshot from.
Used to be the fastest player in the comp. Fantasia, he slowed down a little bit with all the injuries, runs around, snaps the footy back, and he kicks the goal. His first, the Blues 6th. And that's 5 in a row for Carlton. 6-6-42. Richmond at 2-1-13. That's on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. With Beacon Trade by your side, you'll never work alone.
Well, again, that's off the back of turnover. Really smart ball used by Wiedering. That's the second or third time he's been able to intercept, but also then generate the attack off the back of it with really smart ball use. And they're really starting to control this game, not just on the scoreboard, but I think possession-wise and even marking the footy. They're uncontested marks that have to be dominating that stat as well.
Yeah, no doubt, Stevie. 40-21 are the uncontested marks in favour of the Blues, and the disposals in this term are 45 to 15 Carlton's way in that turnover game. 39 out of their 42 points now from turnover.
In control here, the Blues.
Holding Richmond. Advantage.
Free kick's going to go to Nankervis. Taranto will take the advantage. So they'll win a centre clearance. They'll go towards Bolter. Although Wiedering so strong, pushed him out of the way, but then won the footy, coughed it up, and Liam Baker with a quick reply. He's been a beauty this year, Liam Baker. And they get a goal just to break the momentum and the run of 5 straight. They get their third, 3-1-19. Carlton, 6-6-42. Dribble and beat can trade scoreboard. Beat can trade by your side. You'll never work alone.
Well, the forward pressure we've highlighted already in this quarter has been really good. They got the ball to ground again. It was an error from Wiedering, who's been probably the best player in that back half for Carlton so far. Just forced under pressure, a little errant handball, and Baker swooped, finished. For a side that hasn't been going well, he's been a player that's certainly risen above. He's shining light. Him along with a couple of the old boys in the back line, he's been fantastic this season.
Will he be there next year?
Here we go.
I think not.
So the Tigers get their first one in a while. They're 3-1-19. The Blues 6-6-42. Back in the middle.
Holding.
Free kick is going to go to the Tigers and Shea Bolton.
Dusty wants it deep. He's got a 1v1 at the moment.
Stevie J just calling it as he sees it. Now the Tigers get it again. Snap across the body. Taranto. And he kicks the goal. Back-to-back goals for the Tigers. And Tim Taranto missed one early. Got that one. Back to 17 points.
Well, this is the genius of the bloke I'm working with in the back row. Said that he's not the best kick running straight at goal, but he's a good snapper on the run.
He's a better snapper than a drop punter.
Have a look at this on the Harvey Norman replay. He shoulders at goal, decides to take a couple of extra steps, pivot so he's then facing the 50-metre arc and the boundary, so he could then go around the body. High percentage finish for a bloke who doesn't quite kick him that well, Stevie. Well picked up. Great goal.
Yeah, really good finish. I think he knows that if he's got that extra time to take the extra steps, you're hitting the fatter part of the ball, less room for error.
95 blokes out of 100 in the competition would have kicked a drop punt there.
Centre clearances is 7-2 Richmond's way. They only averaged 5 points from centre bounce. Have scored 7 already.
Oh, nice one, Chew. The Blues won that centre clearance through Mackay, who grabbed it out of the ruck, but his quick kick to centre half forward only as far as Ben Miller.
Play on.
He's called to play on. Goes for safety. Goes long and wide to the wing. Noah Bolter ran about 100 metres to get to that contest. Took a great mark. His opponent Wiedering dropped off, so he's the spare behind the ball now. That's why Richmond is stuffing around with it. They don't want to kick it to Wiedering. So Shea Bolton goes inboard. It was risky, but it worked out well. Found Hopper. So they'll control the ball now from the wing.
Play on.
All 35 players, other than this Ben Miller ball, in front of the kicker. He's going to transition to Tom Brown, who's a beautiful kick of the footy. The young man. Game number 14 today. Goes short to Rioli. And now it's the Tigers' turn. Just to be patient. Dusty wants it in short.
Play on.
Kaczynski wants it long down the line. That's where it'll go. Taranto trying to keep Wiedering out of this contest. Kaczynski stood tall. Well, he called for it. Rioli kicked it to him. And in a pack of 5, Cozzy stood tall, took the mark.
Did a nice job of just slipping his opponent there. We'll wait to see it on the replay. It looked like there was some body trying to be engaged. Did a really good job of getting past Kemp. Kemp missed him, and then Wiedering had the fresh air. And he was the only one who kept his eyes on the footy, took a nice clunk. And Noah Bolter again, a weird celebration.
Kaczynski, Chew, man, you confident?
Kaczynski, reasonably 62% converter.
Well done, Chewy. Tigers 3 in a row. And just when they looked like they had their work cut out, they were 29 points down. They've gone bang, bang, bang. Baker, Taranto, and now Kaczynski. And they're back within 11 points, 5-1-31. Carlton 6-6-42. Good game of footy, still halfway through this second term.
Families in the car at the moment, Stevie. They said they're entertained by your call. They feel like they're at the football listening to Stevie J.
Is that right, mate?
Seabus Super Special comments.
Well, that's great to hear. Great to hear. I'll be travelling back down the highway later on, listening to the team. Where are they tonight?
Over in the west.
Over in the west.
Robbo,
going
Bob
to
Jane
Harlem
T-Much.
Globetrotters first.
Yeah, Nathan Broad off the ground, just reassuring that he's okay. But Adam Sard, he's been off for a little while. That right ankle, doctors around him. He's just run back on now, just to gave him a spell, just to get his bearings again on that ankle.
The Tigers with 3 in a row, bounce in the middle, and they go forward again. The slap went 20 metres, and now the inching off the foot goes down towards Sonsi. He's missed the target, finished up with Cowan. Big leap by Brown over the top. That was massive by the young man. He's a good kick of the football too, Brown. And he goes to the right and he finds Rioli. So the Tigers having some big moments at the moment. Rioli in the middle.
Harry Mackay behind the ball.
Sends one skyward. Stevie just seeing the game ahead of everybody else. Baker, handball to Ralph Smith. Ralph Smith back to Sonsi. Squares the footy up and it's all Blues. And Kemp takes a comfortable mark, but the Blues under a bit of pressure at the moment.
Now it's their turn just to be composed and build it up. So both teams playing a similar style, Stevie, just sort of building the ball up. Really played at a breakneck speed this game.
Yeah, well, they're getting back really hard defensively, so you just got to build it up and then force the contest.
That's what the Tigers do on this occasion. Oh, he's been lively this quarter. He had the crumb front and square, but went without it. And it might be a turnover here for the Tigers. Ralph Smith did it nicely. McAuliffe, when looking to go back to Ralph Smith, had to commit to the footy because Cherrett did. Now it's a big ball to be won. Brown, who just took that nice mark, tried a little toe poke on the left, didn't quite connect, and now the Blues are away. Harry Mackay has Chincotta over the top. McCurno in front of the first game of Blight, takes the mark, and then off that one-step penetrating kick to the top of the square. That's as good as you get in AFL footy. Curnow kicking inside 50. And the advantage kick was to Williams, who's taken the mark 15 metres out, slide angle.
Well, it's unstoppable. The penetration he gets on a 50-metre ball, it gets through the air so quickly that the defenders are always caught out. On that occasion, it was on a dime. Decent forward craft from Williams just to lean on his direct opponent, release at the right time and take an easy, uncontested mark.
Had one denied in that first quarter, Williams, when everyone thought it was a goal, but it was soft reviewed. On the way back to the middle to get a steadier for Carlton. He's got it. So now he gets the goal he was searching for earlier. And they get it back to 17 points, 7-6-48. Started to open up here now. 5-1-31 the Tigers. 8 minutes to play, second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, you called it beautifully, Dale. I thought Ben Miller took an assertive position on Zach Williams deeper down the ground, and that's all well and good. Normally you've got time to re-engage your opponent, get back in behind him, but because Charlie Curnow is able to get back off his mark, wheel and kick that ball through the air so quickly, he was just caught out of position, and Zach Williams used his body beautifully, just leant on him, put a hand into his chest, protected the drop of the off the ball, took a nice mark in the hands, and as we said earlier, he's been finishing really well so far this year.
And Adam Cherra, first game since round 9. 8 disposals in this quarter alone, 11 for the game.
So the Blues out of the middle. Back inside forward 50. Curnow couldn't mark it. Fogarty was at the front of the pack, and then Brown was attacked by a couple. We'll ball it up.
Paddy Cripps' numbers this quarter, too, man?
Only the one touch this quarter after 14 in the first.
Umpire elevates the yellow Sherrin. Owies went busting through, couldn't take it with him. Ball flipped out the back to Walsh. Walsh back to Akers. Akers with a finger breaker inside forward 50, and it's out of bounds. So the boundary throw in. Ash, what have Carlton's scores from stoppages out of the 7-6-48 they got on the board so far?
Yeah, only 2 points. 2 out of their 48 points from stoppage. 45 out of the 48.
What about from turnover?
45 out of the 48 from turnover.
Now boundary throw in. Inside 50 for the Blues. Cripps tracking the footy, but Akers beats him to it. Cherra had a big quarter. There is Cripps. Newman now from 47. Has time to have a ping. He'll be disappointed. He had a good look at the goals. Nick Newman doesn't kick too many. In fact, he's kicked just the one this year. And he hooked that one. So 7-7-49 the Blues. Richmond 5-1-31. 7 minutes to play. Second quarter. And Vlosten copping the tag, so he'll take the kick in and step out, get a disposal, Brownie. Then he goes wide to Miller. He'll kick it along the wing. Kaczynski feeling good about himself, bit of confidence, takes a strong mark in front of Kemp. In front of the Shane Warne stand. Lights are on at the MCG. And again, they'll keep it long down the line. Richmond just want to bring it to ground. They are able to do that in this occasion. And now they have a player inside 50. And it's Sonzi who takes the mark. So that's how they want to build it up. And Sonzi now should go back from only 45 metres out, almost straight in front, and try and kick the Tigers forward for the quarter.
I love the fact they're able to lower the eyes once they won that ball back. Good decision just to go short. We'll get to Mickey Roberts in a minute, but the lights have gone on, but it's starting to look like Eddie's going to hose down at some stage.
Just check the radar.
It was McAuliffe that kicked it to Sonzi, who crosses the 50 from 45. He's a beautiful kick of the ball. And Richmond have kicked 4 of the last 5, and they're back within 12 points. 6-1, good kicking. 6-1-37. Carlton 7-7-49. Beacon can trade scoreboard. 6 minutes to go, second term.
Yeah, Days.
A weather update, please.
Yes, you picked it too. The lights are bright because it is darkened right off. I just checked the radar. I reckon it's about 40 minutes away. There's a rain belt. Hopefully it misses the G, but it is coming, Days. You picked it.
40 minutes away, so right on 5 o'clock. Keep an eye on that.
So 12 points in favour of the Blues. The Tigers kicked 4 of the last 5. Before that, the Blues kicked 5 in a row. Entertaining game of football at the MCG. Ream hot water. Hot water needs replacing. Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a room. You need hot water today. It is bitterly cold in Melbourne. 11 degrees. Wind chill factor gets it down to about 6.
Plenty of snow though, Brownie. Good news for you and the family.
It is.
So Dusty hasn't had a lot of the footy, but he's just started forward and he's tracked up into the stoppage to try and lose McGovern, who's a genuine defender. He'd probably get some separation up around the ball, hopefully get his hands on it.
Umpire's going to call ball up again.
There are a lot of numbers around here, Stevie.
Thank you. MC by super special comments, making hard work pay off since 1984. You've got Stevie J and Dale Thomas in the back row. Joey calling, Ash on the stat, Rado on the bench.
Jaden short. Tigers win that clearance, and he does go short.
Stand! Play on!
And Seth Campbell will drive the ball inside 50. Sitting under it's Chera, who's had a big term, as Chu-Man told us. Chu, ever since you said he had 8 touches, he's had about another 4 since. What's he up to this quarter?
10 disposals this quarter alone, 13 for the game.
Working himself nicely after missing a bit of footy. It's forced George Hewitt into the subs vest. Newman will switch the ball. It's Kemp.
Outside 5.
Carlton have a 2v1 on this broadcast side of the MCG. Boyd and Akers. Ralph Smith's trying to guard a couple of them. He can't. In the end, it finds Akers.
Stand!
Point of the square, half back.
Play on.
Tigers hold them up pretty well. So he's forced to go to a 1v1. Blight v. Mackay. Well done, Blight. And a good first half on debut. Ralph Smith tried to shrug the Walsh tackle. He did, and then Walsh just threw it to Boyd. Umpire didn't see it. Kick towards half forward. Akers runs on. Elijah Hollins wins the contest and then puts it into space for Mackay to run back towards goal. He was able to lose Blight up the field. And he takes the mark 50 metres out, but he's right up against the boundary line. It's going to take one hell of a kick here from Harry Mackay. I don't know if he's got it in the golf bag, does he, Stevie, from here?
I reckon he'll be looking late to try and find a better shot selection. I think he's going to have to kick it from about 57 metres.
Tee and I let it fly, Stevie.
Basically, it's probably the hardest pocket at the MCG.
He's going to kick it from 52. He's given it not a bad ride, but kept it skinny. And that's 7-8-50. They bring up the half century, the Blues. Richmond 6-1-37. It's a 13-point margin. 4 minutes to go, second term. Tigers being nice and competitive here.
Competitive and efficient. That's the key to the game. Blues dominating a lot of territory inside 50s as well. But the 6 goals won compared to 7-8 is why we're getting and are getting such a competitive game.
Poulter worked his way to the front, brought it to ground for his ground level players, and a free kick will go and come back. It'll go to the Tigers.
Mark is here.
But for me, if they want to be a premiership contender at the end of the year, that ball there, a low percentage shot on goal, that should go to the top of the square, or it should go to an option late to try and find someone in a 7 out of 10 position, rather than take that 3 out of 10 chance. Give yourself a second opportunity. If you go to the top of the square, you've got your crumbing option, you've got an opportunity to create a stoppage.
The run came from Miller. The long ball inside forward 50. The crunching tackle on Akers did well. That came from Mansell. That was a big tackle from Mansell.
It's a big tackle from a little man.
He's tough.
Yeah, that's a Nigel straight in there.
Been reported a few times in his early career. So the Blues release the football out of defensive 50. Going to come back. There's a good mark taken by Miller. Growing as a player. Playing on Curnow at the moment. Miller.
Play on.
75 metres from goal. Chips it into the pocket. The Blues have got the tall timber to get the fist on that. And they fist it through for a rush behind. Tigers 6-2-38. The Blues are 7-8-50. 12-point lead. Harvey Beacon Trade scoreboard. And Carlton.
The Blues from the kick in. Get it as Newman again. We'll get his stats soon. He's had a few kicks this game. Another kick long down the line. A lot of kicks to contest. That's suiting Richmond at the moment. And a ball up. Shoeman, Newman's disposals.
It's at 16 disposals, 13 kicks. Joey going at 92% efficiency.
What about the inside? The intercept marks. The Blues in the first quarter compared to the second.
Yeah, first quarter they racked up 9 intercept marks, only 4 in this quarter.
Now it's 5 because a quick kick went straight to Newman again.
Play on.
And off one step, he went towards Hollins. I'm not sure he was straight away onto it. And he didn't quite commit, so the Tigers win the ball back. Rioli had Nankervis short, tried to kick it to him when it went 6 metres. And in the end has to go back to Rioli. That's a better kick, shortening ball to Dusty. Now he might try and switch the play. Young Blight, first gamer. Been good against Mackay. Has Broad. Brown his man. He's out there. And he goes short. And they work this outer side of the MCG. This time they do get some uncontested marks going. With the Blues defence not really set. And they work it up to 2 kicks from home. The McIntosh.
Play on.
Trailing by 12 points, the Tigers. And another long ball inside 50 to a big pack of players. And this time it's Kennedy who comes across and takes another intercept mark.
Play on inside.
Kennedy looks, and he's called to play on now by the umpire. So finds himself a little bit of trouble. Has to chip the football, and it goes out of bounds. So we'll have a boundary throw in on the outer side. 1 minute 20 go before half-time. 12-point lead to Carlton.
And again, it was really well done from Richmond. Kennedy tried to switch the ball. He took the step off his line. They closed down the open side of the ground, forced him back skinny, kicked it out of bounds, give themselves another chance here from the stoppage.
Boundary throw in. Kennedy's kick goes nowhere. Paddy Cripps punches it forward. Sliding in was Graham. Dustin Martin tackle to the ground. That'll be holding the ball. Really good tackle.
Now, please, thank you.
Laid by Chera, who's had a big quarter. And Chera just sensing the moment, and he says, let's slow it down.
Play on.
There's no hurry here for the Blues. They go to half forward looking for Mackay. Fist at the ground level. The ball pops back out the back to Blight. Blight handball. Went straight back to the Blues, but a good tackle by Rioli. Run down, holding the ball, free kick to the Tigers.
Young Jacob Blight on debut has been fantastic. Had the match up 1-on-1 with Mackay. What are Mackay's numbers, true man?
Yeah, Harry Mackay for Triple M Red Z. 10 disposals, 5 marks, 2 behinds.
Yeah, and a lot of those marks are forcing him high up the ground too. So any of the dangerous looks 1-on-1, he's been fantastic. Bring the ball to ground. Good start on debut.
22 seconds to go before half-time. Ball's out of bounds on the 50 for the Blues.
It'd be nice if we'd be able to know his weight, big Blighty. See how heavy he is. He's a big lad, but it says 0 kilos on here.
Seems a bit light for how big he is.
Yeah. Hopper wins the clearance. There is time for either side. Still 17 seconds. Ralph Smith has to be clean. Campbell. And he's happy to take the tackle. And now there's 9 seconds. It'll make it tough. This is a quick kick here from the Blues. Leading by 12 points. So Nankervis understood the situation. Just a big fist forward. Kennedy. That'll be another stoppage, and the siren will go as soon as this will be thrown up.
Thanks, Matt.
That'll be a 12-point lead
Clear the area.
to the Blues at half-time. They went on a run of 5 goals consecutive from late in the first term to early in the second. As Nankervis put Big Mac Kennedy on his backside right on the siren. Cripps wanted to remonstrate. Nankervis just smiled at them all and said, I'm happy to take you all on. And then Bolter comes involved, but that'll do. It'll go to the break. Good game of footy. It's Richmond trailing by 12 points, 38-50 for McDonald's and Remont Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. With Beacon Trade by your side, you'll never work alone.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
hot water needs replacing? Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Ready to kick goals on and off the field? You need Employment Hero. From hired to retired, it automates all the pesky parts of HR, recruitment and payroll. Plus, it comes with Smart Match, an AI recruitment tool that matches you with top candidates instantly. Imagine never having to search for people or post a job ad again. Join the 300,000 businesses using Employment Hero to tackle employment admin and get your business back in the game. Search Employment Hero today. It's employment solved.
Hey, there he is. How's dad life?
Phil, I'm so tired, but it's the best.
All settled in with everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Switched my super over to C-Bus too.
What's that got to do with your kid?
Oh, well, I really got to make sure this hard work pays off now. You know.
True.
C-Bus Super, making hard work pay off since 1984. To consider if C-Bus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for PDS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Cut through the background blah to hear more of the sounds you want to hear with Specsaver's advanced hearing technology.
He gives it everything he's got from outside 50. It's a goal!
Book a hearing appointment with our audiology professionals for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices. Always follow the directions for use.
Tradies, gear up for winter with Hard Yakka. We're redefining toughness for the colder months. Our new winter range for men and women is here, featuring a huge selection of ultra-warm jackets and vests ready to shield you from the elements. And our iconic 3056 tradie boot, a must-have for the season. Every item crafted for durability and outstanding performance. So get your winter gear sorted at your nearest stockist or visit hardyakka.com. For the Aussie legends of today, Hard Yakka, nothing's tougher.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
For the hottest of hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Ream's been proudly manufacturing here in Australia for over 80 years.
Install a Ream.
Install a Ream.
Install a Ream.
So ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
What's on your Aussie bucket list? Sitting around the campfire on a beach at Exmouth after fishing all day? Exploring the tip of Cape York or the bottom of the Eyre Peninsula? Do it all in a titanium caravan. Australian made, Australian owned, superior quality and ultimate comfort. With titanium caravans, you can go off-road and off-grid in total luxury. Experience titanium caravans for yourself in their Epping showroom or visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
That's right, buddy. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners is giving you up to $500 cash bonus and supporting Heart Kids Australia with every eligible claim. This year, they're celebrating 25 years of designing quality products with unrivaled reliability, superior performance, and cutting-edge technology. So it's no surprise they have the highest levels of customer satisfaction. Put your trust in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, the experts in air. Terms and conditions apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Specsavers. Was that the halftime siren? Or did you just get a text? Don't miss a thing with Specsavers Audiology. Book a hearing appointment today for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices.
Yes, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Welcome back to the MCG where it is Carlton up by 12 points over the Richmond Football Club. It's Michael Voss's men 7-8-50, currently leading the Tigers 6-2-38. My name is Jay Clark. And I'm joined by the great Dale Thomas, formerly of Carlton. Collingwood, of course, took more hangers than I've had hot dinners. Hey, this has been a decent contest. It's got a second top versus second bottom, Daisy. I thought that the Blues might win by a comfortable margin today, but the Tigers showing a bit of spirit out there.
Yeah, showing more than a bit too, especially in that quarter. The Blues started to kick away and open up the game, and to be honest, I was sitting in the back row here thinking, right, there's probably one more goal away from it breaking right open, but to the Tigers' credit, they kicked the next three on the bounce, so their effort and intensity, but also I love the fact that Adam Uze's come in with a simple game plan that they can try and really adhere to. So a lot of it is kicking to contest, getting numbers there. But in doing so, not only are they stifling the Blues offensively because they're winning most of those contests, but when they do win it back, they're set up so well behind the footy. So even on transition, we've seen the Blues number of times take a mark, look up, and there was a host of Richmond numbers, so they've had to go slow and take the uncontested marks, really build the ball up. And also the fact the Tigers have been super efficient from their 21 inside 50s. They kicked the 6 goals too, obviously the 8 scoring shots to 15. And it's a really good sign considering, I think Robbo's told us in the next sort of 20-odd minutes, it looks like it may be hosing down. So a competitive margin, they're certainly in the game. And if the wet weather's to come, I think it probably suits them more than the Blues.
A couple of big Bulls going at it on the inside too. Paddy Cripps had an outstanding first quarter. Got 16 possessions to half-time. Akers 16 as well. Nicky Newman 17. And Tim Taranto back in the team, of course, 15 touches for him. And Daniel Rioli 14 touches as well. Jacob Hopper 12 positions. Hey, we like the mid-season draft because they offer up some quality types, and the Tigers look like they've found one in big Jacob Blight. He's come from the west, 196 centimetres, and he's done a nice old job on Harry Mackay so far.
Yeah, he has, and the beauty of it, if you're a Tigers fan, is that defensively inside forward 50, when it really counts, he's been so solid. There have been a number of times where there've been a genuine one-on-one contest. He hasn't panicked. He's backed in his big frame. He's giving away some height, but using his body really well and spoiling the ball, bringing it to ground. That's forced Mackay to get up the ground, and a lot of his possessions have been between centre and the half-back area for the Blues, also spending some time in the ruck there. So young Jacob, hopefully his nickname is Malcolm, he's been a find there for the Tigs.
I tell you what, it'll be a big story today if the Tigers can upset the Blues. Currently Carlton lead by 12 points, 7-8-50, leading Richmond 6-2-38 here at the MCG. It was if you haven't heard the Sunday Rub today, it was a great show. It was full of a lot of funky stuff. Some weird stuff happens.
We get weird
when we go for 2 hours, but there were lots of laughs. Now, if you haven't caught this earlier, we were joined by a gun Richmond defender, Nathan Broad, and Nathan Brown, our magnificent captain here, for some reason thought he wasn't playing today, that he'd been injured, and some laughs ensued. This is our Amy Clanger. Clangers happen. You're with Amy.
Nathan Broad, welcome to the Sunday Rub. You'd love to be out there. Where are you placed and how long until we see you back?
How are you, boys? How you going?
Good, mate.
Good. That's good. Back where?
back out playing football. I apologise.
Yeah, no, I'm out there today.
So I'm looking forward to you getting back out there.
Geez, my form must be going pretty good.
It's been a busy week, Brody. And I've missed the fact that you come back. But,
come back, he hasn't missed for about... How many games have you missed this year in general?
Just the one at the start of the year, but...
He's played all season and been magnificent.
And the beauty of that is, in most workplaces, if you asked a question and you knew it was going to be wrong, one of your colleagues chimes in and says, no, he's actually been playing. Brownie said, how long has he been out for? And Stevie goes, probably another 3. Genuinely under the bus.
Oh, that's what we do. We stitch each other up here at Triple M. It's magnificent.
So good.
The Blues up by 12 points over Richmond halftime here at the MCG. A big result down the road at Docklands. It was Port Adelaide. Winners by 2 points over the St Kilda Football Club. Unsurprising, a tight arm wrestle down there under the lid at Marvel Stadium. Now, afterwards, Fox Footy's Sarah Jones interviewed the Port Adelaide coach Ken Hinkley after that 2-point win, and as you're about to hear, he did get quite emotional.
Well, I'm with a man who's been under enormous pressure the last couple of weeks and now can sit back, take a deep breath and enjoy it for a moment. Ken, how are you feeling?
Pretty hard. Been a tough week. Great boys. I really like the fact that we're under the pump and we just stuck at it. It wasn't easy, but we got there in the end. And sometimes it feels like a bit like last year, and now that I've got over that emotion a little bit, sometimes, we're 2 points from fourth. It felt like we're on the bottom of the ladder, and I get why. I really appreciate the fact that we've been playing poorly, but we're doing our best to keep it right.
How much does it cut you personally, that pressure?
Oh, yes. Part of the job. Unfortunately, you don't want it, but I want the job, so I've got to put up with that.
And do you feel like these boys have got you back when they play like that?
No doubt. They do that regularly for us. They compete really hard. They led really well today, I thought, by their captain, and I thought Thatch down back was amazing, but reality was, as a team, they stuck together.
You're one of the coaches in the league that does like to coach from the boundary line. You feed off the energy of the players. You're able to eyeball them on the side and give them advice as they come and go. What was the ups and downs of today like?
They'll give me advice. That was really good, that they were really engaged and really stuck together. Look, we travel pretty well more often than not. We like each other's company, and that shows.
Do you feel frustrated with the attention? Do you think it's been warranted?
No, I don't feel frustrated. I just feel a bit flat on the way we've been playing, and if we weren't playing that badly, we'd have no attention, but this is what the game does.
There's not much margin on the ladder at the moment. I mean, it can turn around so quickly. How much can a win like today just be the kickstart you need?
I don't know. I think I'll just enjoy today for a minute.
And how will you enjoy that?
With those boys. They'll be special when they're in about 40 seconds when I get in there with them, be special.
Yeah, it's a great interview. Well done to Sarah Jones and Ken Hinkley. It meant you could hear the voice crack. He's fighting back tears. It almost sounds like it, Daisy. There's a lot on the line for that man.
Yeah, and we do have to understand that he may be an AFL senior coach, but he's a person, Jay. He's just one of us at the end of the day who has a slightly different job. And for someone who's, cop criticism at times, it does become all too much. You sit there and you cannot go anywhere without the feeling of people looking at you or snide remarks here or there. And every time you rock up to do your job, which is walk into the workplace, there's cameras waiting for you, there's questions asked, there's speculation. Are you worth it? Is the team playing for you? So the only way you can shut them up from time to time is to get a result, and you could see how much it means to him. We spoke a lot about what the ramifications would have been if it had been a kick the other way, but the beauty of it is Port Adelaide win. They now can get over that little bit of an emotional hurdle, like he said, and hopefully onwards and upwards, because I think he is a good coach, and those players clearly do play for him.
Yeah, great fella Ken Hinkley. 2-point winners over the Saints. I reckon Max King's going to become a story. Only 10 disposals today, 0 goals, 2. Missed one from about 2 metres out in general play. He was under some pressure, but 3 marks, so be interesting to see what happens with Max King. We're at the MCG. It's Carlton up by 12 points. This is the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Was that the halftime siren, or did you just get a text? Don't miss a thing with Specsavers Audiology. Book a hearing appointment today for high definition sound at low Specsavers prices. We'll be back with Joey Brownie, Stevie J, Ash Stewart, Dale Thomas. It is the best call on a Sunday, of course. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Specsavers. Was that the halftime siren, or did you just get a text? Don't miss a thing with Specsavers Audiology. Book a hearing appointment today for high definition sound at low Specsavers prices.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Last days, Harvey Norman clearance and Sunday. TVs, fridges, vacuums, priced to clear. Dyson Gen 5 outside stick vac now under $1,000. Laptops, mobiles and more on sale. Save up to 30% on Windows 11 computers. Big bargains in bedding. Queen size Australian-made mattress now priced from below $399. Save up to 40% off floor stock and X-Display lounges, dining and outdoor furniture. And 10% off selected Miele appliances with 5-year warranty. Harvey Norman clearance and Sunday. Best brands, best range at the best price guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Amy's Only in Australia files. When it's backyard cricket season and the umpire, who's also your mum, calls no ball. But that's irrelevant because now her brand new bay window is smashed. That's when you know the lucky country isn't so lucky. So it's
Lucky you're with Amy.
Before buying home building insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
Ready to kick goals on and off the field? You need Employment Hero. From hired to retired, it automates all the pesky parts of HR, recruitment and payroll. Plus, it comes with Smart Match, an AI recruitment tool that matches you with top candidates instantly. Imagine never having to search for people or post a job ad again. Join the 300,000 businesses using Employment Hero to tackle employment admin and get your business back in the game. Search Employment Hero today. It's employment solved.
Hey, there he is. How's dad life?
Phil, I'm so tired, but it's the best.
All settled in with everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Switched my super over to C-Bus too.
What's that got to do with your kid?
Oh, well, I really got to make sure this hard work pays off now. You know.
True.
CBus Super, making hard work pay off since 1984. To consider if CBus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for PDS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Cut through the background blur to hear more of the sounds you want to hear with Specsaver's advanced hearing technology.
He gives it everything he's got from outside 50. It's a goal!
Book a hearing appointment with our audiology professionals for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices. Always follow the directions for use.
Tradies, gear up for winter with Hard Yakka. We're redefining toughness for the colder months. Our new winter range for men and women is here, featuring a huge selection of ultra-warm jackets and vests ready to shield you from the elements. And our iconic 3056 tradie boot, a must-have for the season. Every item crafted for durability and outstanding performance. So get your winter gear sorted at your nearest stockist or visit hardyakka.com. For the Aussie legends of today, Hard Yakka, nothing's tougher.
For the hottest of hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Ream's been proudly manufacturing here in Australia for over 80 years.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
So ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
M Sport. Lift your footy game with Listener. Download the app now and listen for free.
Hi, I'm Sophie Smith. Port Adelaide has silenced its critics with a 2-point win over St Kilda at Marvel Stadium. Ken Hinkley was coaching from the boundary line in the fourth quarter with scores level on multiple occasions. Connor Rosie defended his under-fire coach on Fox after the Power snapped a 3-game losing streak.
Our full support's behind Ken. We love him as a coach. He's such a good mentor as well as a coach, and as long as he's at our football club, he'll have our full support.
In NRL, scans have confirmed Melbourne Storm Xavier Coates suffered a low-grade hamstring tear in yesterday's win over the Canberra Raiders. The club says the winger will be sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks, meaning he'll miss the State of Origin series decider in Brisbane on July 17. And overseas, Max Verstappen appears to already have his competition beat at the Austrian Grand Prix. The Dutchman took pole in qualifying overnight ahead of Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri was the best of the Aussies and will start from P7.
The pace is good, but it's not so much better than everyone else. Max looked to be on another level in qualifying.
The most unbelievable stories you've never heard.
Are you serious?
Sports Bizarre.
I'm quite exhausted.
Download the Listener app to listen for free.
11 degrees at the MCG, down to 6 in Melbourne tonight, 12 the top tomorrow. At half-time, the Blues lead the Tigers 50-38. Driving on less than 5 hours sleep, you're 4 times more likely to crash. A message from the TAC.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Half-time at the MCG. Good game of football. 7-8-50 Carlton. 6-2-38 Richmond. McDonald's Room Hot Water. We rock footy. What's on your Aussie bucket list? Do it all in a Titanium Caravan. Australian-made, Australian-owned, superior comfort and ultimate comfort with Titanium Caravans. You can go off-road and off-grid in total luxury. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au. Choice hotels around the grounds, Ash.
We're underway between Hawthorn and the Eagles. Early into the first quarter, the Hawks won straight 6. West Coast yet to score.
Nice work as we're just having a look at the players, just assembling now, getting ready to come back out. And Richmond have been really competitive in that first half, Stevie.
They have been competitive, but I think the best indication of this game of footy has been the scoring shots. So Carlton having the 15 scoring shots to 8. I thought they had most of the ascendancy. Richmond was so good in front of goal, kicking 6 goals too. So I think if Carlton can get the game on their terms for the first half of this third quarter, they can probably run away with it. But Richmond are certainly a sniff. They're a lot closer than what I thought they'd be at this point in the game.
All right, let's head down to Robbo on the boundary. Bob Jane, Team Arts.
Yeah, just getting a little dusting now, Brownie. The rain. I know there's a belt somewhere, but hopefully it misses the G. But it is widespread. Just starting to get a little bit heavier now. I did say 40 minutes, and I reckon I could be spot on if it comes in a hurry. So just a little sprinkling of rain now, Brownie.
Paddy Cripps slowed down in that second quarter, Ash.
Certainly did. Only 2 touches in that second term opposed to 14 in the first.
All right, just about to kick off of the MCG. It's getting dark here. The rain is coming, as we heard from Robbo. And here is Joey Montagna on Triple M footy.
Real wintry afternoon set in now. There's a 4 points up for grabs. Blues looking to consolidate second spot on the ladder. Tigers looking for a much-needed win. They're in the contest. They're playing okay. And the Blues go to another gear. We'll find out. McDonald's and Ream hot water. Third quarter underway. Tigers win another centre clearance. Taranto. High, wide ball. Sard just slightly nudged Seth Campbell under the footy. Bit of experience there. And took a strong and nice intercept mark. They've been doing that all afternoon, Carlton. And they want to attack this corridor. Point of the square. Walsh, you can see their intent. Gave the overlap handball to Sard, who gave it back to Elijah Hollands. Back to Sard, who doesn't really have anywhere to go. And now they're forced to go wide, which is exactly what the Tigers wanted. So Boyd it is from the wing. That's a great kick to advantage for Zach Williams, who'd got in behind Vlosten. 70 from home. Inside the boundary line. That's great ball movement by the Blues. Probably their best passage of the afternoon.
Nathan.
From one half-back flank to the other forward pocket.
With me.
It'll be Matty Kennedy, who can hit the scoreboard.
Harry,
be looking
Harry, clear out, please.
to get the first of the third quarter as whistles and umpires barking instructions at everyone. These players are all jostling to try and get handball receives and stop handballs. And in the end, Kennedy will go back for a drop punt. 20 metres out. Tough angle for a right footer. Normally pretty good. Walks in nice and slowly and then keeps it skinny. So the first point of the second half. Blues have been a bit inaccurate. 7-9-51. Richmond 6-2-38. This third quarter, we'll see Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Stay off road and off grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan.
Bad miss from the Bison. Why is he called the Bison, Daisy?
Because he looks like one, Nathan. Has the hairline that sort of and fringe that could at some stage grow and connect with his beard, moustache and nose hairs.
Bit of a John O'Brien number.
Your words.
Paddy grips inside forward 50 and will have a ball up, but Matty Kennedy has a solid line of hair. I don't think he's receding at any point in his life.
No, he does not need the pills like you did.
No, Finasteri doing a great job since 2003.
Mark, Toby.
With another ball up inside forward 50. Umpire comes in, elevates it quickly. Rangers sprinkling down at the MCG.
High tackle.
And a high tackle. And my man Nathan Broad, who's been out for a while, he'll get a free kick and go to the outer side.
It's Ralph Smith.
Play on.
Short. Down the wing. It's Mansell. Let's give us some of those ball winners again, please, Two-Man, from the first half.
Ties game. Yep. Taranto with 16 disposals. Rioli with 14. Hopper 13 for the Blues. 17 to Cripps and Newman.
So again, patient by Richmond. They'll just eventually kick this ball along to a contest. They'll set up to be able to defend it and see if they can try and score from it. That's what they do now through Vlosten. Although he shanked the kick, so it didn't get to the pack where everyone was waiting. It might work out for the Tigers though. Mansell is able to keep the ball alive. Dusty tries to be creative. Partially smothered by McGovern, and then well done by Elijah Hollands, all class, ripped it away, and now the Blues on the counter-attack. Akers gets the 1-2 from Cripps, the 1-2-3 back to Cripps, who went without it, and then held on to Vlosten, who was a one-man wall.
Yeah, he certainly was. He made the decision to press up. His man would have been out the back if that handball got through. And if you are going to press like that, you have to take ball man and all, and he was good enough to do so.
So the Tigers move it forward now, inside forward 50. Push and shove. Cowan took the front position. He got it down to ground level, but Baker beat him for it. Snap across the body, and it's through for one behind from Mansell. So Paddy Cripps on the Harvey Norman replay looked like he was going to handball it and then just fumbled it, missed out on the disposal as well. Harvey Norman clearance ends today. Don't miss unbeatable deals on TVs, computer, furniture, and Aussie-made bedding. Best brands, best range, best price. Harvey Norman, the clearance ends today.
McGovern will take the kick in. Big contest. Kennedy playing as that pseudo forward. Can take a mark and he'll be disappointed with the miss, but strong contested grab. Now the Blues want to run and gun again, but they might run themselves into trouble again. The handball from Curnow. We're looking for Cowan. Good pressure by the Tigers. They know what's coming in this third quarter. Blues want to get the ball with a bit more speed on it.
They want to go through the middle of the ground too. I think Sard early in the quarter looked back through the middle of the ground and set up the Kennedy shot, and then again Kennedy there looked straight back through the middle when he got the footy in the half-back flank.
Sard kicked it off the ground, got good purchase, and it was kicked to the advantage of Williams, who was just nudged out of it by Rioli, who then couldn't take it cleanly with a fumble. And then a strong tackle. And just 80 metres out, with 2 kicks around from the Blues goal.
Patrick.
Neither side have scored yet in this.
Toby.
Scored a goal in this third quarter. It was the Blues by 3 points at quarter time, 12 points at half time. They lead by 12 right now as the Tigers win another clearance. Hopper's been good. He likes these conditions. Kaczynski on hands and knees, diving for the footy. Couldn't take the mark now. A big ball to be won in the middle. McGovern doesn't want to bend over for it. Had a couple of toe pokes. So Seth Campbell went and won it. And Bolter was waiting for it 30 metres out and squeezed it home. Good contest win from the young man. And Bolter gets his second of the afternoon, and they're back within a kick. 7-3, plays 7-9. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, it's not overly pretty. It's not overly methodical, but it is effective at the minute for the Tigers. They're just showing up in numbers, contest to contest. Really simplified the game here. The rain that's starting to fall is going to play into their hands when they are kicking long to contest and getting numbers there. And it was really smart from Noah Bolter. Just poked out at the right time on the Harvey Norman replay. Just as all the players were getting sucked in and around the ball, he just drifted forward. A couple of fumbles. The pressure came. McGovern, I'm not sure why he didn't bend over to pick it up. He had 4 goes at it. And Wiedering pressed up. No real need to, and Bolter was out the back.
Bob Jane team arts, Robbo.
Dusty Martin off the ground and taking himself off the ground. Just had a couple of painkillers, working heavily on his lower back, trying to free him up a little bit. When he lay down, he was so ginger. So a bit of work done on the lower back at Dusty.
Tigers go forward again. Standing in the way was Newman. He got a kick outside the defensive 50, but only as far as McIntosh. Hopper sold some candy. Out to Sonsi. Sonsi into the pocket. The lead comes and just bounces off the chest out there.
Take it.
Little trampoline chest.
Of Mansell.
Toby,
It was like a rebounder. And the ball's out of bounds. 6-point lead. What was the game high, Ash?
Game high for Triple M Red Z, 29 points to the Blues, 11 into the second.
It's a ball at ground level. Opportunity now for the Blues. Quick chain of handballs, but it's intercepted by the Tigers. Nankervis did some hard work and he knocked over Cowan.
How's that hit?
And we'll have a ball up again.
Robbo said at the start of the game he had that little glint in his eye. He's throwing that weight around. He's the big fella.
Taranto out of the pack. Front of the stoppage is Akers, and he read it nicely. Akers hasn't got a lot to go to, so he elects with a bouncing ball. Only as far as Ralph Smith. Went out, picked it up, fumbled it, and got the ball back to Graham. I thought it was almost out of bounds. Bolton, he dropped the footy. Getting really slippery. Paddy Cripps doesn't fumble. Almost ran down though. Got his kick away. Only as far as Brown.
That ball looks slippery, Daisy, doesn't it?
That does.
Take a soap, the leather on the Sharons these days. And the kick from Brown was a horrid one. It was turned over, and now Boyd from half back will kick it long down the line. It'll skid out the back. Richmond have the numbers. Shorts.
Throw in.
He's happy to take that one out of bounds. Fantasia pleading for insufficient intent.
Mark and Toby from centre.
They are setting up really well defensively, Richmond. When they can't influence with the ball in hand, they're getting to the exits for Carlton and making sure they cut out the dangerous space and give themselves the best chance of winning it back.
As this game's going on, they're getting better around the contest and clearance. Richmond, Nankervis having his way with Pitnet. Shea Bolton trying to get the hands free. Good tackle from Cripps. Spilt ball. Blues win it. High kick inside 50. Richmond set up again behind the ball well. Vlosten. He's got that defensive forward in Chincotta on him today. His quick kick high and long through the area, but only as far as Akers. He's taken the mark just inside the boundary line. Shane Warne stand side, MCG. 6-point margin. Akers, high ball to a big pack. Good luck trying to mark that. Ground level. Cripps not going anywhere. Vlosten this time. Handballs. Cowan. Pitnet. No space anywhere. And in the end, Jack Graham just dumped it out of there, but the Blues have got 3 of them setting up the wall.
Got to switch it to Newman.
And it was Kemp who's taken the mark.
You heard Stevie say, and Newman's got some space on the point of the square. Curnow offers a lead, but he steps inside, then goes back that way. Now Curnow's got the one-on-one, jumps over the top. Holland's at ground level, and the Tigers will wrap it up. Choice hotels around the ground.
Hawthorn 2-1-13, leading the Eagles by 11 points, 2 behind, 6:48 to go before quarter time.
Umpire balls it up. Paddy Cripps brings it down. Couldn't get a disposal out. Chain of handballs ends up with Chera. Chincotta. Chera. Back out to Newman outside 50. Tumbles a right footer into the top of the square. Here comes Curnow. Couldn't mark it. Off the hands. Fantasia off the ground gets it through. Badly needed a goal for the Blues. Fantasia's got his second. And they get it back to 12 points.
Yeah, nice little toe poke there by Fantasia. Wet conditions, we get a really strong contest from Curnow. In the air, brought that ball to ground, and then it was just a knock on. In the wet conditions, a smart small forward always gets to the back of the contest. You always got to have one going out the back of the contest just in case it goes over the back, because the risk reward is there. He's in the right spot, and then Daisy, just enough toe poke on it to get it through.
Yeah, I think when he first got the toe poke to it, Steve, I don't think he thought he got it enough on it, and it just skidded nicely. And this is what we're going to have to see a fair bit of, I imagine. Kick the contest and just who's better at ground level. He got a really nice roll on the ball. The same manner you would have got if you went the little outside check side yourself.
Positives for the Tigers. They're 18th for contested ball differential. Carlton first, Richmond currently +4.
Yeah, they're certainly competing hard, the Tigers, and that clearance win by the Blues was picked off by Rioli. Another contested ball. Was able to take a couple of bounces and then pulled the kick magnificently inboard. The Blues were all lining up boundary, got it to Hopper, handballs to McIntosh, who has a crack from 50. And just kicked it across the face. Nice passage by Richmond, good ball movement. 46 plays 57. Let's get down to Robbo, Bob Jane T. Martin.
Joey, really interesting down here. Dusty Martin had a fitness test. He's been in the hands of the trainer with that lower back, doesn't look comfortable, has decided to sit in the front row and give it a risk, but let's see how he goes.
Bob Jane T. Martin, great buy free, get one free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online, T's and C's apply. We've heard Uze basically say that if he played today, Dusty, it would be unlikely that he'd play in 6 days' time, which indicates he must be playing with some sort of injury, playing a bit sore.
No
so
Richmond
all
ruck.
over that.
No Richmond ruck.
I got the front.
Yeah, good.
So the boundary throw in on the outer side. How's the rain, Robbo?
It's steady, just a little hazy, a little drizzle,
Carlton.
that's all, but not heavy, Brownie.
Whereabouts? Walsh, your kick.
So the umpire's picked out a free kick. I think it's going to go to the Blues. Sam Walsh putting his hand up.
Yeah, Richmond have reset the field the wrong way here.
Well, that's because the umpire didn't know, because some other umpire told him what to pay, and that umpire wasn't sure.
Don't yell at me.
I wasn't.
Put that one on first crack. Now towards half forward. Here's the young man Blight doing a pretty good job. Soccer off the ground by the Blues. Akers been in everything. Couldn't get that one. The Tigers quick chain of handballs, and here comes Rioli. One bounce off half back. He'll have a second bounce off half back. He's got a player forward of the ball. That's Mansell. Mansell's got another runner. Graham did well. Picked it up. Right foot inside forward 50. Where are the Flyers? Coming in from the side and taking a strong mark as Walsh. Poor kick, poor entry, and now the Blues transfer play to the other side.
The Tigers forwards weren't happy with that delivery.
Outside 5.
The Blues got it. Fantasia wants to go through the corridor, has to get it over the hands of McCall if he just did. And found Fogarty.
Bloody good kick, that.
It was a great kick. Fogarty goes out wide to Kemp. He's got Akers running shotgun. He wants to draw the defender to give Akers a bit of time and space, and he cuts back inboard on the left, and now it'll be slow play because Newman has about 30 bodies in front of him, and he will just dump it to where they all are. Ground level ball now. Taranto had the hands free, so has to be careful. And there's Blight, the debutant, and his kick went out towards a 2v2. Mansell, tough as always, goes in hard, the youngster. And he got it out now, Sonsi. He's got a little bit of polish. Shea Bolton did well to get his man under the footy and then tap it in front of Wiedering. He's going to have to be a one-man show against 3 Blues. He couldn't quite. The 3 Blues went out and they all combined. Cowan, Cherrup, Wiedering, and now back to Cowan.
Cowan with a right footer towards half forward. Akers will be the flyer from the back. Couldn't mark it. Ball near the boundary line. Akers has been everywhere at the moment. Paddles it in front of Hollins. Hollins lowers the eyes, and that is a brilliant spoil by the first gamer. They nicknamed him Malcolm. His last name's Blight.
That was. To not give away the free kick, you see so often. It is the lunging forward and the defender alongside. They often put the spare hand around the midriff, and that's the cue for the umpire. He's got the nice knuckles in there.
Cripps doing the ruck work, just grabs it out of the ruck, used his strength, handballed it back to Chera. Chera on the left. Curnow one-on-one. Can't mark it, fisted away, and the Tigers get it out of bounds.
Throw in.
On the second
Still
fister.
a marking contest.
And the umpire explained to the Blues that it was fisted away in a marking contest, so
Jacob.
it can't be deliberate. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Dusty Martin's come back on the ground, certainly proppy. And the Cripps doing the ruck work. Up against Kaczynski doing the second ruck. And we'll have another stoppage.
Patrick.
So inside 50 for the Blues. 35 metres out. Ball up. Rain stopped momentarily. Lights are on. It's getting dark. McIntosh. Got a bit of time and space. All kick towards this good matchup of Bolter and Wiedering. A couple of big boys go at it. They wait for some support. Dusty's there. There's the bend over and test out that sawback. Got it to Bolter. McAuliffe back to Dustin Martin. This is all at half back, and now the kick short onto the wing. And they're queuing up in the corridor here. Oh, Hopper was waiting, but he read it first, and he picked it off. And now he looks up and sees 4v1 inside 50 against the Blues, so he has to go short. And they build this one up nicely for Hollands. Well done, McIntosh. Got the fist in. Owens follows up, tries to toe poke to himself. Graham went to ground. Has to be careful not to be ping holding the ball. And Richmond will be happy to take a stoppage. Again, inside 50 for Carlton. They're pressing here, and they're leading by 11 points. 57 plays 46.
The ruck work. Paddy Cripps, handballs.
Block, Richmond. Block.
Paddy Cripps with a block against him. He can't believe it. And a free kick will go to Kaczynski. Kaczynski shows a lot of it to Owies, who can't believe the umpire doesn't agree with him that he touched it. The Tigers at half-back to Vlosten. Hugs the boundary line with the kick, so much so they went straight back to Boyd on the boundary line, and the Blues will load up again. Boyd backwards to Kemp. Kemp has Wiedering. So all the way to centre half-back. Wiedering takes the ground in front of him and then looks for Sam Walsh, who's got some space on the commentary side. Sam Walsh has got Newman running. Newman 55 out, he might go for home here. Newman goes back with the left foot. Smothered off the boot though. Front of the pack, good mark taken by, I think that's Harry Mackay. It is, it was smothered off the boot, but the umpire has paid it.
It wasn't cold.
Well, the ball certainly wobbled.
It wasn't cold, sorry, that's the decision. That's the decision, Johnny. Time back on.
That was a hand, a big deflection.
No, the umpire. 5 metres, 5 metres.
That's another howler.
5 metres.
Everyone saw it, except the umpires. Nick Vlostone calling for the third umpire. Harry Mackay, what are his numbers today? Ash, he kicked the goal?
Not yet. 2 behinds, 11 disposals, 6 marks.
He's had the first game of Blight, who's been very good. Harry Mackay, 15 out, does the job. So the Blues now out to 17 points, 63 plays 46.
I'll go straight through.
Well, they'll take it. It's something out of nothing, and well, it was another mistake, but they're certainly peppering. That ball was just bouncing around inside that forward 50 line, set up well behind it. And it feels like the territory battle is going to continue to be really important the longer this game goes. Also feels like it's dark. It's getting really dark. Robbo, is it nice and cold down there?
Yeah, I feel like I'm an emperor penguin. It's bloody cold. And the microphone that I'm using is metal, and I accidentally got my bottom lip stuck on it. It's dry ice, seriously. I'm bloody cold, seriously.
It is freezing. We're up in the box, Brownie, and it is proper cold.
So much so that Joey's put my jacket on.
I've got the new Triple M one on.
Is that not your jacket,
for sale?
Those brownies were just sitting on his chair. I thought I'd put it on and get nice and warm. Back in the middle. The Blues say in a centre clearance. Walsh, Dessart takes a bounce, point of the square, attacks the top of the goal square. Vlosten did really well, as he's done all year, to Malcolm Blight. And the handball to Jaden Short. And now Hopper is getting a bit of footy, trying to dart a low ball, but Sard again got in the way. Blues are starting to chop off some of these Richmond moves from half back. And again, the kick gets to Vlosten, who got the fist in, didn't clear the area. Fogarty will make him pay. He's got another one. He's got his second. That's 3 in a row for the Blues. And they've worked hard, Richmond. They've scrapped and fought, but they've just let 3 go through. And now they've got their work cut out for them. 25-point margin. 10-9, 69, 7-4, 46. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
We'll get an update on Dusty in a minute, Rebo, but Carlton certainly got the ascendancy in this game right at the moment. Richmond, for the first part of this quarter, done really well. Their pressure and their inside 50. They're winning an inside 50 battle, but 10 of the last 12 inside 50s for the Blues.
And for Choice Hotels, Hawthorn 3-2-20 to the Eagles. 3 behinds. They lead by 17 points, and Dylan Moore having a set shot for goal after the siren. Loads up from outside from 45 metres, I should say, and it's no score, Brownie. So Hawks by 17 at quarter time.
So back in the middle, the Blues making their charge at the moment, 23 points. Paddy Cripps handballs out. Walsh has already got one. Walsh, he's got 2. Play of the day for the Blues. And all of a sudden it's a game high 29.
Just make sure you wait for the ball to be released.
Well, that is as slick as you're likely to see. Out of the centre, Paddy Cripps, just the sense that Walsh was running alongside. And some move down there on the Richmond bench.
It certainly is, and as we predicted that Dusty Martin has failed that fitness test. He went out, he risked it, he pushed the doctor away after having treatment on the lower back. So Sam Banks is the sub for Richmond. Dusty sitting in the back stalls, and he won't be playing against Freo next week, that's for sure.
No, you're all over it, Robbo. You're all over it for Bob Jane T-Marts. Dustin Martin subbed out with a stiff back. He's been looking proppy most of the game. And the Blues have blown this one open. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, they try and win another clearance. Cripps rips it out of there and he'll drive it deep inside 50. Curno's in the contest. Good fist again from the defenders. Hopper.
Play on!
Taken high, no free kick. And Ralph Smith just whacks it forward into the centre square. Baker was clean. Newman, though, wraps up McCaw. And they've up the ante here, Carlton. Just like the Cats did last night against the Bombers. The Blues are doing the same against the Tigers.
Yeah, hanging on for dear life here are the Tigs. Every ball under pressure. Just got to find a way to keep it in the contest, get it up their end so they can use some tickets on offence rather than using all their petrol at the moment defending the ball.
Graham tried to shovel it out to Baker. Now half back, a quick kick from the Governor worked. Cripps was at half forward waiting for it. Walsh is now getting in on the act. He's already kicked 2. He decides not to go for home. He puts it in the path of Curnow. Well done, Miller. They've done a really good job on Charlie Curnow, who whacks it back into play, Wayne Harm style. But in the end, Brody takes the ball out of bounds, 30 metres around from the Blues goal.
Paddy Cripps has lifted this quarter, Ash.
Certainly has. He's racked up 10 in this quarter, 26 for the game, leading ball winner on the ground.
So Sam Banks is the substitute, as Robbo said. He's on the ground for Dustin Martin. And the Blues, Ollie Hollands handballs it off. And a quick one across the body. And Fogarty's got 3. This is a big quarter for the Blues now. 81 plays 46. Titanium Caravan, scoreboard South Road, and off grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan.
And this is what you want to see from the Blues. If they are to declare themselves as the second seed in this competition that is wide open outside of Sydney, these are the performances and these are the quarters, the runs that they're going to have to continue to make. Richmond have been gallant. They've had a red-hot crack around the contest, but just now these are the opportunities. The class is starting to come to the top. They're contested footy. All the leaders are getting involved and they're hitting the scoreboard with some real dominance. Need to see this continue for the next 5 minutes in this quarter. But it's been a mighty fine third quarter from the Blues.
Ollie Hollands, 2-goal assists. They've both gone in Fogarty's direction.
Last 9 inside 50s for the Blues, but they've kicked 4 goals straight from those 9 entries.
Feels like a few of them are from stoppage, Two-Man. As the Tigers win this clearance, I'll get that number for you in a sec. The kick from Ralph Smith was poor. Cripps, full of run. And every time he gets it, he gives it to Walsh. And Walsh gives it back to Cripps, who in the end aborted his run down the wing and went backwards, and they'll play the control game.
Spot on, Joey. 3 out of those 4 majors during that block from stoppage.
The Blues will build it up now and attack the corridor. Richmond have stopped defending the corridor. It's been wide open. Hollands again, Stevie, looking for another goal assist. This time goes to Kennedy. He was at his shoelaces though and had a fumble. So there is Banks, the sub, who's come onto the ground. Goes looking for McIntosh.
No.
Come on, umpire. He's kicked it to McIntosh.
It's
it was
wet
just a
conditions.
poor kick.
You're going to miss the odd kick.
Oh, let's just change the rule to last kick out of bounds, Daisy.
Yeah, mate.
I'm not yelling at you, I'm yelling at the umpire.
Yeah, take it up with me if you want to.
And now the Blues will build it up again. Coward switches it to the open side. Akers has Cripps inside 50. And it's getting a bit ugly now. They're doing as they please, the Blues. And Cripps has been urged by the fans to go back and have a shot for goal 40 metres out, just inside the boundary.
Another 3 votes coming up, I'd imagine, for Paddy Cripps.
He's been on fire. He's had the 8 disposals in the last 10 minutes, according to my calculations, Stu. He's been everywhere.
Good calculations, too.
All over it. Where will this put him on Nate's Brownlow tracker?
Get him up to about 4th. I think Merritt hasn't voted for a while. I think he'll go ahead of Zach Merritt. So you'll have Heaney,
don't need a full in depth. Just where he went to.
All right, Cripps. Always helps to get the votes if he can kick goals. Cripper! Kicks the goal. On track for another 3 Brownlow votes. He could be heading that way. The Blues, although I think he wants the premiership medallion because they are on track. 13 goals, 987, 7-4-46. They've kicked 6 in how many minutes, Chew, man? Since Fantasia kicked that goal off the ground in the goal square, they've kicked 6 in how long?
6 majors, Joey, inside how many minutes here? That is 16 minutes.
6 goals
super
in
efficient.
16 minutes.
Well, they are going to be clear second on the ladder. So if they can continue this form, Joey, there's not too many teams you would say that are a genuine contender right at the moment at this point in the season, but I reckon they are.
3.5 minutes to go before 3/4 time, and the Blues have had a cracking quarter. They lead by 41. To half forward, the Tigers go. Sard stands in the way. Graham couldn't take it with him. Sard handball was good to Akers, who's had a stack of it as well. Low ball looking for Owies. Owies couldn't take it. Ralph Smith with the hair. Out of bounds. On the outer side. What are Akers' numbers, Ash? He's been big as well.
So he has 25, 9 in this quarter. His PB's 36.
Played with you, Joey?
Akers, yes. Yep, really liked him. He's a good player, good athlete, good competitor. Runs all day.
You liked him better than Jamie Cripps then from last week?
Like all our teammates. What is going on in the game over in Perth, G-Man, around the ground?
Eagles have kicked their first goal, Joey. They're 1-3-9, trailing the Hawks by 11 points, 3-2-20, early into the second.
So ball up on centre wing on the outer side. And Curvis, that's holding the ball. Free kick will go to Walsh.
He's been busy too, Chew, Walsh.
11 in this quarter, 22 for the game, and 2 goals.
We'll probably poll the 2 Brownlow votes. We'll hear that a lot, Cripps and Walsh in the votes. Hollins, he's been very good. Stevie's man. Great kick out wide to Kennedy. 50-metre ball hit him on the chest. 70 from home. Mackay offers a lead in the pocket. Malcolm Blight again with a fist. He's been good on debut. Daisy, you've liked him. Something to work with for the Tigers.
Absolutely. He does all the simple things well, which is what you want in a defender, but also backs himself.
That kick went looking for Bolter. Talk about simple things. Wiedering does that every time as a defender. Got the fist in. Blues look to attack the corridor again. This one didn't work out. Richmond have got runners everywhere, but Boyd met Baker with a solid bump. Great contest from young Jordan Boyd. Stops the Tigers surging inside 50. And we'll get a ball up, 45 out from the Tigers' goal. Finally, they get the ball down their end of the field. It's been a while.
Mark, Toby.
Michael Voss will be pretty pleased with Carlton now leading by 41 points. It was only 6 points early in this quarter when Noah Bolter kicked the goal. And from the stoppage, it gets out to Shea Bolton, who isn't a very good snapper. No, Stevie, he's a bad snapper. And he snapped it through from behind as Liam Baker and Newman get into it. And Shea Bolton getting involved as well. So getting a bit fiery down there. Noah Bolter getting really into it.
Straight to him, Tim.
Well, we might call the fight because Newman and Baker still going at it. That's a good scuffle. A couple of angry heads. Well, that's happening. The kick goes to centre forward, Harry Mackay, who missed a mark. Vlosten just came through and cleaned up Fogarty. Fogarty gets to his feet. He wants to go for goal. Gave it to Chincotta. Unselfishly handballs to Kennedy. And while all this was happening, the Blues kick their 7th goal in 20 minutes and break the Tigers' hearts. This game's all over. 93 plays 47. They've put them to bed in this turn. And they're all getting in on the act. 14-9, plays 7-5. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, we thought they could go to another level, and they've gone up a couple of gears here. They've just put this game to bed. Their midfield has really stood up. The numbers through the midfield, I think, Cripps, Walsh, Chera, who were quite quiet in that second quarter, have just gone to another level in this quarter. And now, I think Michael Voss has got to start asking himself the question, who do we sub off? We've got a 6-day break. Do we actually take Paddy Cripps off the ground and freshen him up so we get the same kind of output as next week. Yes, it may cost him 3 Brownlow votes, but is that the right decision?
Well, he's out in the middle at the moment, and he's had 30 disposals.
He's had the 30 and he's been the most dominant player on the ground, but they've got George Hewitt, another midfielder that can come on fresh for 30 minutes of footy, freshen up your start. It's all about the end of the season.
Or do you go with Chera, who's back from injury and had repeat injuries? Great point, Dale. Thank you, Dale.
Really good conversation. Paddy Cripps 31 and 32 because he got it back. And his kick wasn't great. It went wide. Ralph Smith is the one chasing it. He picked it up. Crosses the 50. Centres the ball to the top. From the back. Big fly come from the back, and that was Banks. He couldn't make it. And a mark taken by Shea Bolt. Quick kick came out. I'll tell you what, Jacob Kazitsky really in some pain behind play. But this is for the first Tigers goal in a long time. Bolter kicked the first goal of this quarter to bring it within 6 points, and since then it's been 7 in a row for the Blues.
And for a very talented player, this isn't the strong point in his game. Fingers crossed, he can't kick it though for the Tigs fans. Just breathe a little bit of life into them before 3/4 time.
Set shot, 38 directly in front. You called it, Dale. It's not his bread and butter for such a good player, and a player who can kick it lace out running through the midfield. He's missed again. 93 plays 48. Ticking down to 3/4 time, and that is 3/4 time. Choice hotels around the grounds, Ash.
Hawthorn leading the Eagles by 11 points, 3-3-21, West Coast 1-4-10 early into the second.
Big quarter here at the MCG by the Blues. They kick 7 goals to 1, 14-9-93. The Tigers are 7-6-48. We'll be back after the break to tell you how they did it on the Triple MC Bus Super Special comments for McDonald's Rim Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Make it McSmart with the new McSmart meal from Macca's. 2 burgers, small fries and small soft drink for $6.95.
What's on your Aussie bucket list? Sitting around the campfire on a beach at Exmouth after fishing all day? Exploring the tip of Cape York or the bottom of the Eyre Peninsula? Do it all in a Titanium Caravan. Australian made, Australian owned, superior quality and ultimate comfort. With Titanium Caravans, you can go off-road and off-grid in total luxury. Experience Titanium Caravans for yourself in their Epping showroom or visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
That's right, buddy. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners is giving you up to $500 cash bonus and supporting Heart Kids Australia with every eligible claim. This year, they're celebrating 25 years of designing quality products with unrivaled reliability, superior performance, and cutting-edge technology. So it's no surprise they have the highest levels of customer satisfaction. Put your trust in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, the experts in air. Terms and conditions apply.
Last days, Harvey Norman clearance and Sunday. TVs, fridges, vacuums, priced to clear. Dyson Gen 5 outside stick vac now under $1,000. Laptops, mobiles and more on sale. Save up to 30% on Windows 11 computers. Big bargains in bedding. Queen size Australian made mattress now priced from below $399. Save up to 40% off floor stock and X-Display lounges, dining and outdoor furniture. And 10% off selected Miele appliances with 5-year warranty. Harvey Norman clearance and Sunday. Best brands, best range at the best price guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Amy's Only in Australia files. When it's backyard cricket season and the umpire, who's also your mum, calls no ball. But that's irrelevant because now her brand new bay window is smashed. That's when you know the lucky country isn't so lucky. So it's
lucky you're with Amy.
Before buying home building insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
Ready to kick goals on and off the field? You need Employment Hero. From hired to retired, it automates all the pesky parts of HR, recruitment and payroll. Plus, it comes with Smart Match, an AI recruitment tool that matches you with top candidates instantly. Imagine never having to search for people or post a job ad again. Join the 300,000 businesses using Employment Hero to tackle employment admin and get your business back in the game. Search Employment Hero today. It's employment solved.
Hey, there he is. How's dad life?
Phil, I'm so tired, but it's the best.
All settled in with everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Switched my super over to C-Bus too.
What's that got to do with your kid?
Oh, well, I really got to make sure this hard work pays off now. You know.
True.
C-Bus Super, making hard work pay off since 1984. To consider if C-Bus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for a PDS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Cut through the background blah to hear more of the sounds you want to hear with Specsavers Advanced Hearing Technology.
He gives it everything he's got from outside 50. It's a goal!
Book a hearing appointment with our audiology professionals for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices. Always follow the directions for use.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade. Bunnings Spend and Get ends today. Get in to score huge deals on top brands.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, three-quarter time MCG. There was a 7-goal-to-1 term in favour of the Blues. To blow this one open, they led by 12 at half-time. They now lead by 45 points at three-quarter time. Lockie Fogarty with the 3 goals leading the way. But let's get down to Robbo for Bob J. Team Arts.
Yeah, they're preparing George Hewitt, so I reckon Carlton will pull the switch pretty soon for the sub out of this three-quarter time huddle. Just noticing Dusty's in the full tracksuit, pretty ginger, just standing there, trying to walk around. He doesn't want to sit around too much with that lower back. And the boys were buggered after that blue too. Shea Bolton and a few of them took a little bit to recover. So, Joey, you were spot on. They actually ragdolled each other for a good minute or so.
Right, Robbo, give us your best guess. Who do you think will be subbed out of the game for Georgie Hewitt?
Oh, I think that they got to look at Chera. He's had a lot of hamstring injuries, and he's a favourite of mine. He's a gun mid, and they don't want him missing. So I reckon Cripper just runs to the tape with the Brownlow votes, and they may rest Chera.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. You'll be all over that for us early in this final quarter. Before we get the boys' thoughts, Two-Man, what happened in that third term by the Blues?
Blues plus 44 in disposals, and their pressure rating was 206 to 163. Patrick Cripps, Joey, 16 touches in that third quarter alone in a major. Overall 32, 7 clearances and a goal.
Stevie, what impressed you the most about the Blues that term?
Oh, I think from the outset of that third quarter, you could see that they wanted to take the game on. They looked through the middle of the ground. They were able to control the territory through the clearances and then get that game in their front half and either score off the initial entry or then set up well behind the footy so they get repeat entries and go back inside 50. They didn't kick easy goals, but they were able to scrap away and find each other through selflessness and put that score on the board.
There's Nathan Brown to call the fourth quarter action. Blues leading this one by 45 points.
Choice Hotels around the grounds, Ash.
Hawthorn by 12 points over the Eagles, almost halfway into the second.
Good, Ash. Nankervis will get the first kick of the last quarter. It's a high ball. It's inside forward 50. Almost the mark by the Tigers. Couldn't hold on to it. Sard got a ball forward, but the Tigers, they'll find Ralph Smith on the back of that. And Ralph Smith from 45 degree angle.
Stack, guys. Jaden, Lockie, clear out.
Got a big rap pre-game from
take him
Nathan
out.
Broad. He's one of the players to watch over the coming years. Hugo Ralph Smith.
Hurry, 2 metres back.
Coming up in game number 42. So he has been around about 4 seasons now. Ralph Smith will kick it from right on the 50. Won't be a goal. It won't make the distance. And punched through by the Blues. And the Tigers move to 7-7-49.
Play on.
Carlton 14-9-93.
Straight back to Ralph Smith from the kick in. And he's too far from home this time. Rioli wants it running on his left boundary side. Ignores that. And again, we'll kick it to the top of the square.
Play on.
Mitch McGovern there to mop it up, and Jordan Boyd right on the goal line. Wasn't sure whether he could take it through or not, so he kicked it into the pocket to Fantasia. He's kicked a couple today, and that's a nice delivery to Harry Mackay. What are the Twin Towers numbers, Two-Man? Mackay, Curnow.
And Mackay 12 disposals, 7 marks, 1 goal, 2. Curnow just 4 touches, a couple of marks and 1 major.
Been impressive. They're going to kick over 100 points without the Twin Towers having much influence at all. Kennedy, he's been good. Got the crumb. Back to Fantasia, who tries to just run in between a couple of Tigers, and now Curnow, clever little kick. Gets it to 60 out to Kennedy, who's going to drive it deep. Zach Williams, top of the square. Defender in Banks is going to come across the sub and knock that one through for a rush behind. 14-10-94, the Blues. Richmond 7-7-49. Fourth quarter, Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Bunnings spend and get ends today. Get Bunnings e-gift cards when you spend $250 or more on tools and accessories from select brands until Sunday, June 30, which is today. T's and C's and exclusions apply.
Vlosten went straight down the middle. Rioli's handball was sharp. And now they run and carry from half-back. The Tigers looking for McIntosh, but the kick had a little bit too much. And now Kemp, he picked it up, kicked the floater straight back to Broad at half-back. And Broad quickly chips it into the middle to Hopper.
Outside 5.
Hopper in the middle of the MCG. He's got a lead up from Bolter. He marks the football.
Stand!
Still 70 from home.
End zone.
Kicks looking for Kazitsky. One bite, couldn't get the rest of it. Kemp did well. McIntosh will want the boundary in the end. And eventually the ball gets over that boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Early stages last quarter. Williams limping around. Contested possessions have been pretty even today, Ash, I would have thought.
Richmond actually +1 and they're ranked 18th for contested ball differential.
But a fair differential in the uncontested, is that right, Chick?
Daisy is spot on.
Spot on.
+58.
And then Curvis got the ball to Graham from that stoppage, but he tried a handball instead of having a shot. And now it's a turnover. Shearer from half-back. Curnow in a 1-on-1 with Miller. Again, Miller wins out. He's been excellent. And the Tigers win the ball back on the wing. Vlosten into the corridor. Just back in the centre circle for Rioli, who's been able to tuck it under the arm and run a fair bit today. Kicks it wide to Banks.
Future's looking bright for the Tigers in the defensive stocks at the moment. Miller and also Blyde have done a great job today.
Outside 5.
Yeah, Tom Brown been getting some good minutes back there as well. It's allowed Bolter to play forward. And started off well. He's been providing a contest. Shabon flies there is Kazitsky, who's also shown some signs today. Takes a nice mark in front of the pack. Just 10 metres out on a tough angle. He's going to try and steer this one through.
I think he's the drop punt sort of operator too.
He's a very nice kick. He's got a great routine. He gets back a long way. What's his set shot record? 2-man?
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah,
62.
Yeah, pretty good.
52%.
He's going to try and steer this one home. He does it well, Kazitsky. He's got 2. And the Tigers get the 55, 8-7, 55, 14-10-94. Early stages, fourth quarter, of course. Remember, with this weather, you need to get Ream hot water. And if it needs replacing, they're the ones. Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install only a Ream.
You can't really question Richmond's effort today. I think they've been as good as they possibly can be against a contender, as we spoke about. Carlton are second on the ladder for a reason. Carlton's a little bit more settled. They've got the experienced players, which Richmond have got, but they've also got the role players, which have been playing together for a little bit longer. Richmond's got some inexperience in their team, but what we have seen is their desperation around the contest, their willingness to pressure, and now we just want to see them run out the game.
Umpire balls the footy up in the middle. Nankervis fishes it forward.
Umpire contact, Carlton.
No, don't kick.
It's a free kick going out of the Blues. Front by contact against the Tigers.
Contact on.
Cripps in the middle of the MCG. Pumps it forward. Mackay's got to run and jump at it, and he marks it. First time today, he's really been able to outmark or slip young Blight. And he'll go from 40 out directly in front.
I look forward to trying to find the replay here just to see where he got the separation.
It's genuine pace in the end.
Yeah, it was genuine pace and just a good lesson for young Blight, just to be physical no matter what. Could have given him a shove as soon as Paddy Cripps is going back. Try and dictate what sort of leading lane he can get. Stood beside him, made it an athletic contest, and Harry Mackay is quick over that first 20.
Mackay from 45, kick on the way. He likes it. He's got his second. And the margin is back out to 45 points.
I agree, Dale. I mean, he could have put some more body work in, and he's going to learn a lot from playing his first game on one of the best forwards in the competition, the Coleman medalist. It's been a pretty big effort by him, but equally, I think, there's a centre bounce ball coming in. That ball was in the air for a long period of time. You'd hope that there's a little bit of support coming back. I know they're big blokes to get back in front of, but someone in the best teams in the competition, someone is going to get back and put their body on the line and make sure that he's not taking an uncontested mark, because he just gets that little bit of separation.
And it wasn't the deepest entry either. Paddy Cripps sort of 8-iron, in it went. You see there on the Harvey Norman replay, is that the Zach Williams injury where I think they've zoomed in and he's been trotted?
Yeah, Cripps bursts out of the centre bounce, goes inside 50 looking for Kennedy, right on Broad.
Stand.
Good to have him back, Brownie.
Absolutely.
He's been good in his return today, Broad. Short kick, the Rioli.
Stay out.
His numbers, Two-Man, Rioli.
Disposal number 20, 85% by foot.
Just recapping for those who've just joined us. If you've missed it, jump on the Triple M Footy Instagram.
Stand. Play on. Me.
Nathan Brown just
Stand.
questioning when Nathan Broad will be back from his injury that he hasn't had.
We'll get down to the boundary line, Robbo. Has the sub been activated for the Blues?
Yes, it has. It's George Hewitt. And guess what? Chera. So we've picked it. Chera has been subbed off. He's had that hamstring injury. He's just come back. So Cripps will go on to get his 3 Brownlow votes. Chera on the bench, and Hewitt gets his chance.
Well done, Robbo. First to call it, you were. You're all over it. Kick into the pocket from Nankervis. Wiedering deliberately fumbles that ball out of bounds.
Throw in.
You were good too, Stevie. You called it too, didn't you?
Yep.
Well done. That's why you're the best in the business. That's why you should be in the coach's box again. Adam Chera, done for the day. His numbers, Two-Man.
Finished with 23 disposals, Joey, along with 4 clearances.
Good hit out.
Yep. He'll be better for the run, as they say.
Absolutely.
A 2-minute rant you went on, Stevie, about why they should sub Cripps.
Oh, I jumped on Robbo's bandwagon.
Taranto kick out of the pack will roll out of bounds. So the boundary throw in. 45-point lead to Carlton. Choice Hotels around the grounds.
Hawks by 18 points over the Eagles. 5 to go before half-time.
You're keen on West Coast over there, Joey?
Yeah. 1 goal 5 to 4 goals 5.
3 goals the difference.
Hopper. We'll have another ball up. 30 metres out from the Blues goal. Little persistent rain coming down at the MCG. Late on a Sunday afternoon. Bitterly cold in Melbourne. Sonsi, ball slid past him, out of the pack. Now a bolter. That's as good as the Euros. Just sock it out of midair. Got past a couple, and that's the goal of the day. 3 to that man Bolter. And it's back to 39 points.
Well, that's what he's capable of, isn't it?
Do you like him forward or back? Where do you think for Richmond's, I suppose, for their future and where they're going?
It's a hard. I think he's a better player when he plays in defence, but if he's doing that, you don't get to expose Blight, and also you got Miller down there who've played some very important roles today. So I think as the development of the side, to know now that you've got a Blight that can come in and play a really good role on a serious player, and have Noah be competitive down there. Pretty decent effort from Camden McIntosh to get out the way as it went flying past. So I think his best position is back, but out of necessity he's forward.
Might be the play. They've got Gibcus to come back as well eventually. Got some young talent. Still got some senior players before.
Kennedy.
Free kick to Kennedy. He's been good. Rock solid player. Matt Kennedy can do a number of roles. Can play inside, can play forward. Has tagged in the past. Pumps a long ball. Lockie Fogarty's kick 3. Zach Williams again standing in the top of the goal square against Broad.
Straight out.
And Broad again wins out. Second time in a couple of minutes.
Tell you what, that rain looks like it's starting to come down a bit harder. Robbo, rain update?
That's the 40-minute rain that we were talking about. I was hoping that rain belt would miss the MCG, but days, it hasn't. She's a wet one.
Sonsi spun out of trouble. Graham. Kazitsky, they're out here goal side, the Tigers. If they can work it nicely, they should be able to think their way through it. McIntosh. The kick doesn't advantage Shea Bolton. And Bolter almost kept it inside 50, couldn't quite out of bounds. 35 metres around for the Tigers' goal, trailing by 39 points, 100 plays 61. Having let the Harvey Norman replay. Harvey Norman clearance ends today. So don't miss unbeatable deals, TVs, computers, fridges, everything. Harvey Norman clearance ends today, so you might want to get there pretty quick. It's 5:45.
To the boundary throw in.
Harvey Norman might shut soon.
Play on.
Shop online or in store.
You better get online if you don't get it there by 6. Ball's out of bounds.
Might be time to buy something. You need
What are you looking
Stevie?
at?
Maybe some new furniture. Kids are ruining the
New
couch.
furniture.
No.
Maybe a new
Jacob,
Dyson.
goes away.
What are the new clothes dryer? It's winter.
Jump online, Harvey Norman.
Paddy Cripps numbers, Ash, just having a rest on the bench at the moment.
34 disposals, 9 clearances and a goal, Brownie.
As his partner in crime, Sam Walsh, handballs, but it went straight to Taranto. Barreled one inside
Play on,
forward
touch.
50. The Blues get the numbers back. He's going to be run down. Umpire said play on. That was Akers. Should have been holding the ball. He'll get it back here. And he chips the football to no one in particular. Ball hit ground level. Ralph Smith picked it up. Fed the handball out.
High tackle, Richmond.
It'll be a free kick coming back to Ralph Smith against the
Richmond, go, Ralph
Bison.
Smith. Stand.
What are the last quarter numbers? 2-man contested ball. Scores.
Play on.
Breaking even the Tigs.
Yeah, contested ball, Blues are +3, but they're winning the territory battle. 7 inside 50s to 4.
Oh, he's dropped the chest mark.
Fine.
Brown tackles Chincotta. Who are these teams got coming up in the next few weeks, Stu?
So the Tigers, they play Fremantle away at Optus Stadium, followed by the Giants at home at the G. The Blues,
End zone,
Giants away, followed by the Bulldogs at Marvel.
A couple of big ones for Carlton. To try and cement a top 2 spot as Liam Baker again just tough and hard and low, wins himself a free kick for a high contact over shot 20 metres out straight in front. As Matty Kennedy's a bit sore. It's about the time of the game when it's all over, it's wet, cold, you just want to get out of there without getting hurt.
Or cash in on a couple of cheapies.
Or fill your boots. As Stevie just said, this looked like a knock to the knee for Kennedy. Liam Baker. 20 out straight in front. Oh, shanks it badly off the side of the boot. And all he can do is almost laugh at himself as Kennedy does come to the bench. 62 plays 100.
15, play on.
10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Paddy Cripps, possession number 35. He doesn't get it. He fumbled it. The ball's like a cake of soap at the moment. Fantasia out of bounds. Kennedy's going underneath the MCG to be assessed.
Yeah, it looked a bit awkward. He slipped with one foot and then placed the other one down, then his knee sort of gave way. So he clutched at it. Hopefully he's okay though. Don't need that.
Cripps to do the ruck work. Stevie wanted him subbed out. And then changed his tune to Chera once it was made.
Stand.
And here's Hewitt. Damn good player to have as a sub, Hewitt. To half forward. Well done by Blight. Worked Mackay under the football. And then he had to go back and get it. He was pushed off the footy by Mackay, who then fell over. Williams centres the ball. It's a good one too. Oh, he's dropped it quickly. Squeezed the left foot, but missed. And went through from behind. Carlton 101. Richmond 62. Halfway gone, last quarter.
Play on.
Short. Wide to Miller.
Outside 5.
Who's had the chocolates in the matchup against Charlie Curnow. He's been very good today. The conditions have probably helped him, but he's had to beat him in a few one-on-ones, and that kick off the side of the boot fortuitously found Jack Graham. So on the outer side half-back, they try and chain it up by hands now, Richmond. There's Hopper, who's had a lot of footy. Just get themselves in a bit of a pickle, but now they get out of it because Short has got some time and space. Although he doesn't kick it either. And eventually the overhandballing in these conditions might backfire, but no, Wiedering got Banks high. And Banks slow to get to his feet. Will take the free kick. That's a big thigh that hit him in the head. The thigh of Jacob Wiedering. Is there a bigger thigh in the footy in the AFL?
No, there wouldn't be.
No, not since David Kelthorpe.
The kick to a big pack of players. Cripps is in that contest. Wiedering.
No.
Short line. Oh, that is dangerous.
Did he put his head down?
He did. It was Jordan Boyd coming one way. It was Mansell that dropped his head and led with the head. So I would think, Daisy, that would be nothing to worry about if you're Jordan Boyd.
No, I want to see a replay, but initial thoughts are exactly that.
So Mansell just kicks it to the top of the square. Kemp, happy to rush that one through from behind, under immediate pressure. So we'll take a look at Harvey Norman replay. Talk us through it again. 63 plays 101.
So Mansell picks the ball up, sees that contact's coming and continued to duck his head. Boyd almost stops.
Nothing to answer for there.
Nothing to answer for.
Don't want to play leads with their head.
It's just the cause and chance of injury. I'm not sure why the player would be doing that.
Sard went long and Blight went bang with a fist and it goes out of bounds. Big number 51. You don't see too many 51s. I'd imagine the way he's played today, next year he'll have a smaller number.
Did Pickett wear that in his first year?
50?
50, was it?
Yep. I think he's still 50, isn't he? Left foot, across the face, through for one behind. Tigers peppering at the moment, having a good space in this game. 37-point lead in favour of the Blues. 8 minutes 11 to go. Lee Montagne's just furiously writing stuff down for first crack tonight. What are you going to lead with, Joey?
Sard takes a couple of bounces. I think there'll be some talking points to come out of the weekend's footy. Pitnet, Fogarty.
Brilliant.
Tune in.
Walsh. Short kick, hard run, Fantasia. Looking good.
Imagine that, some talking points on a footy show.
So you're going to be on a show about football with some talking points from the weekend's games.
I reckon the umpiring might
No
come
one's
up.
going to steal him if you tell us.
I'm
all right?
trying to think what it will
There's
be.
no show between then and now.
I'll have to think about what I'm going to talk about, Brownie. The
You know
umpires will be on the agenda. The Giants are on the agenda.
All right, don't give too much away.
Fremantle will be getting their flowers.
I've been told Kingy's had a word to you about not leaking stuff.
Yeah, he has.
And you're afraid of Kingy.
He is.
So Fantasia, he's already kicked two. Will launch from 50. He strikes that really well. And that's a positive today to get Fantasia in form. Skipney's third. 16-11, 107. 9-10, 64, the Tigers. Maybe we'll chat about the Blues and how they are one of the premiership favourites.
That'll be groundbreaking.
Sam Walsh has
I've heard
Joe.
Kingy has told you that he's the only one that is allowed a laptop on the desk. Is that true?
That is fact. The laptop's his thing.
What a psychopath.
There's only one man allowed with a laptop in this box too.
That's right.
And he's been twiddling his fingers over here. I reckon he might have a stat for us.
Number 51. Last player went number 51 for the Tigers. Well, there's been a few actually.
Most games.
Most games. We've got three. Bill Netterfold, if you've heard of him, played for North Melbourne as well actually.
Yeah.
Chris Pym.
Pimmy.
Yep, both of those players played 15 games each.
Pour out a good line of drinks.
Play on!
Blues go inside forward 50. Curnow. Another one. Chin Connor. The Blues have got back-to-back goals. And they might be getting out to a game-high lead here. That's 49 points.
Who was the first on the list you said then, Two-Man?
Netterfold.
Yeah, Bill Netterfold played during the 70s and 80s.
Did his son Craig play for the Swans?
That was Nettlebeck, wasn't it?
Nettlebeck.
Craig Nettlebeck.
He was the one that released the pig. There's some inside information for you, boys. That was him. He released the pig.
Craig Nettlebeck.
Yes. He was playing twos. He took it in his bag, released it at half time, took about 30 or 40 minutes to wake up, and then away it went. Off into the forward pocket.
You're up, Blake. You're up, Blake.
The pig
There's a
took
pig at
40.
40.
The pig took 40 minutes to wake up.
Yeah.
Craig Nettlebeck told you this story, did he?
They'd given it a bit of weed.
Let's get back to the footy. I don't want this to go anywhere. Bolton. Actually, keep going with this story, Stevie. What happened? Don't actually. Richmond have the footy on the wing. Trailing by 49 points.
That's fine.
I think what he said is they sedated it.
The pig almost slipped through its assignment to go out on the SCG. Almost missed its task. As the Blues win the footy back.
I said Nettlefold, I'm a bit tired.
Here's Hewitt. the sub, who tries to pop it over to the path of Walsh, who kept it in. This is in front of the interchange gates. Akers been working hard all game, as the boys have called. He's not the best left-hand handballer, but that was a left-hand handball. Inboard, he is a good handballer. Elijah Hollins, he's all class. Finds Chincotta. Here's a chance for Charlie Curnow. Got it. Just needs a couple of late ones, Stevie, for his Coleman medal chances. He's been well held by Ben Miller.
1 metre back.
He's only kicked the one goal in the first term. And how do you rate his snapping ability? Because that's what he's going to do.
Very good.
He's a good
He's
snapper.
about a 9 out of 10 from here. This will put him up by 4 in the Coleman.
Play on. To make it 55 points. Don't the Blues fans just love him? Charles has kicked 2. And is that a game high, Chewy? 55?
Triple M Red Z, spot on, Joey. 55 points.
Choice Hotels around the grounds.
Hawthorn, 5-5-35, leading the Eagles by 17 points, 2-6-18. And the crowd's just filtered through 58,298. That's a pretty good crowd considering Richmond home game and the conditions.
Bob Jane T-Marks.
Yeah, Charlie Curnow off the ground. Vossi had him off earlier, but because of that injury to, I think to Kennedy, they were forced to put him on. So he's been able to get a little bonus goal there, but Vossi's got his star off the ground now.
I'll get Cripps off pretty shortly, I would have thought, Nath.
You've been calling for that. 5 minutes to go in this one. 55-point lead. And we'll head over to the second half in Perth. West Coast taking on Hawthorn, and Ash just told us that the Hawks have a nice lead at half-time as the Tigers go inside the attacking zone. Ball at the ground level. Bolton being quiet. Left foot dribble up. Only as far as the Blues defence, and that should be a free kick. Baker getting upset. And he certainly gave Cowan one to go on with behind plate. Ball's going to come all the way back to where he did that.
Well, it's the wrong decision. It should be down the ground. It happened after he disposed of the ball.
Did so. Oliver Hollins. Goes with the right footer towards centre wing.
Holding, Carlton.
Harry Mackay will get a free kick for holding. Harry Mackay. He sees the lead of Newman. Newman did well. Numbers, Ash.
26 disposals.
Akers, centre wing, looking for Hewitt. Elevates himself. Oh, he's at the front of the pack. Couldn't take it. Hewitt went back in and shoveled it toward Akers. Akers into the pocket, and the other Hollins. Elijah. He marks it, plays on, kicks it straight back to Richmond, and Broad will bring it to ground level. Have a ball up.
I'll stay here, mate.
Thank you. Good tackle.
It was an interesting decision to square it up to Richmond. Literally laced out.
I reckon his teammates know that he's unselfish. They keep moving.
Here's Hewitt, grabs it out of the stoppage. Could find a teammate with a handball, and number 51, Malcolm Blight. He's kicked. They call touch this time, and the Tigers are going to run it out of half-back, out of their defensive 50. Shea Bolton takes a couple of bounces, hugs the boundary line. Has Rioli running in support. Banks has been busy since coming on as the sub. This is a good build-up by the Tigers. Baker, and they've got all the way to inside 50. Kaczynski unselfishly pops it into the goal square. Great footy by Richmond, coast to coast. Their best passage of the day. And it's going to be young Mansell who's going to kick the goal. Right on, Tigers. They'll fight it out till the end. They get the 10-10-70. Back to 49 points. 18-11, 119 for the Blues.
That's their best passage of play by a long way. Again, that'll be on the review come Monday morning. Just crisp, clean execution. The Blues pressing forward, but were good enough just to use that outnumber, make the right decision. But the most pleasing thing, in trying conditions, every handball hit a logo. Every ball was exactly where it needed to be. And then well done to Kaczynski at the end there. Unselfish. Found the man in the goal square and made a certainty of it. Apart from that third quarter, they've actually been super competitive here, Stevie, today.
Yeah, they have. That's what you want from young coaches, trying to build something, make sure the effort is there. The execution, for the most part of the game, hasn't been there, but certainly tried their hardest.
Paddy Cripps, another touch. Shovels a handball to Hollins. Pitnet dropped the football. Paddy Cripps got back in and chipped the footy. Numbers for Cripps, Ash.
Patrick Cripps, Brownie, 37.
Could it be back-to-back 40 disposal games? Is there a stat on that? How many players have had back-to-back 40s, Ash?
There would be.
Well, I'm not I'm asking the stat man.
I reckon Terry Ablett Jr.'s done it a few times.
Yeah, I reckon you're right, Stevie.
I'll just continue to wonder about it.
Oh, it's a tough question.
Come back to you, Brown.
Hold in, Carlton.
Centre wing. Free kick to the Blues.
Come back on.
Give us some other numbers, Stu, not right at the top, just sort of some other players that have had some high rating games maybe with not as much disposals. Or
Sam Walsh, Joey, he's had 26 disposals, but he can throw in 10 tackles, 11 score involvements, and he's kicked 2 majors. And Newman, 26. He's had 626 metres gained.
I like those stats, Stu. That's nice. Pitnet takes a mark, 55 out, pops it to the top of the square. Blight just nudged Mackay into the foot. He did well. Brown in a tackle. Who's got the Triple MVP votes today?
Stevie does before he heads off to the Harlem Globetrotters.
Good one, Stevie. Wonder if Walsh will vote. Noticed last week Stevie didn't give Durham any votes. Thought he wasn't.
And fair enough,
worthy.
he only got the 10
Only
coaches.
got 10 coaches' votes.
Tell you what, you won't have to feed Archie. He's had about 17 pies in there today.
Toby, Harry.
Yeah, we're off to the Globetrotters. Should be a bit of fun.
Throw up inside 50 again for the Blues. Can they get one more?
Yours.
What's their highest score of the season? Gee, they kicked 130, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago, the Blues?
Yeah, 138. That was against the Cats.
Here's Chincotta for 2 in the final quarter. Sneaks it home. They get to 125. They've been kicking big scores in recent weeks. And they are looming large in this competition. 19-11, 125. 10-10, 70. If grand final day was tomorrow at the MCG, Dale, who would you take, Sydney or the Blues?
Sydney would be fresher.
That's true. Carlton would be sore.
So probably Sydney.
Been one of those moods today, haven't you, Dale?
Sometimes you're sore after 2 days, though, I reckon.
Oh, here we go. Let's debate. Would you rather play 1 day after a game or 2 days?
As a hypothetical, Joey, and they're all coming off an even break, it'd be hard to go past the Swans for the body of work that they've done. I apologise for the slightly smart aleck remark, but you did.
It's okay.
Oh, Cripper again. Going to sew up the three. Sorry, bro. I lost my way there, Nathan. That was your call.
Just
sorry.
the power struggle at the top. You're asking me bullcrap questions.
It's the third time he's done it today.
Is it? Sorry. Just tell me.
Microphone hold.
I'm happy not to. You got the last minute 15, Brandy. Take it away.
Play on.
Do you reckon Cripsy gets the 3?
Yes.
You now, you.
So a small ball finds trouble here for the Tigers. Oliver Hollins is in the area, picked up by Owies. Fantasia, Banana, they've got another one. 4 for Fantasia. 131 plays 70. It's been a good day for the Blues.
Well, him finding some form, obviously a really good thing. They love the pressure that he puts on. And question marks over the actual role that he's sort of playing and how much impact he's having. But to be hitting the scoreboard, Fogarty's been impressive as well. Always has hit the scoreboard. So the Smalls have got it done on a day where I thought the Bigs had a real nice chance to exploit those defenders of Richmond. But many avenues to goals for the Blues, 20 of them.
They've stuck with him.
They have, and rightfully so.
The Blues have kicked 96 points from turnover, so opposed to the Tigers at 36, so differential of plus 50. Carlton second for scores from turnover.
Hewitt to Newman.
Yeah,
he blocks one. Goes inside 50. Unfortunately, erratic kick picked up by the Tigers.
Good, Stevie.
I like it.
Hitting that out of midair. I'll take over from here, Stevie. Done well. Broad. Tucks it under the arm. Final 30 seconds of this one. It's going to be a big win by the Blues. Brown. That's going to go out of bounds, which means a hand over to Brownie.
Bring it home strong, Nate. We've been good as a side all day.
It's been an entertaining day by the Blues and by us here. The Sunday rub. Boundary throw in. Pit net. Nankervis won that one.
Hey.
Coming through the pack, getting it inside forward 50. Here's Ollie Hollins. Picked the football up and shoveled it towards Hewitt. Hewitt couldn't take it. And now the umpire balls it up again on the 50. Down to 5 seconds. Huge win by the Blues. 61-point margin at the moment. Half-time over in Perth, and Paddy Cripps gets another stat. It's a high up and under ball. Have they got a late one in them? They don't. It's a big win. 61 points at the MCG in front of 58,000 people. And Carlton 2011-131 beat the Tigers 10-10-70.
We are the Navy Blues. We are the old dark Navy Blues. We're the team that never lets you down. We're the only team old Carlton knows. We're all the champions they like to send up. We'll keep our end up, and they will know that they've been playing against the famous old dark Blues.
That's a good song, the Blues. Paddy Cripps had 40 disposals, and as we hit into the Triple M Amy review, a 61-point lead. Clangers happen. Lucky you're with Amy. The Triple MVP Award for Employment Hero, from hired to retired. Employment Hero's HR, recruitment, payroll software handles it all. Search Employment Hero today. Who's got the votes?
I've got them, Nathan. You want to run with them now? We'll start with one vote. One vote today goes to Nick Newman, who was terrific. Two-man referred to his metres gained, 690 metres gained, 10 score involvements from his 28 disposals. He set them up from down back and helped score off turnover. We know they scored heavily off turnover. Nick Newman was a big part of that. 2 votes for me goes to Sam Walsh. Whilst he didn't have as much of the ball as Cripps, his impact was very, very big. He had the 26 disposals and kicked 2 goals himself, but 11 score involvements, 10 tackles. Every time he got the ball, something good happened, and he was sharp right from minute 1 right through the 120-minute mark. And 3 votes today. I know we've spoken a lot about him, but Patrick Cripps ended up with the 40 disposals and kicked a very nice goal from down in that left-hand pocket. But to go with those 40 disposals, he had 14 clearances, so he was an absolute beast, and he will get the 3 Brownlow votes on Brownlow Medal night.
Can't disagree with that. Paddy Cripps getting the 3 votes. The Maccas I'm loving at the moment. Tonight's Maccas moment happened at the 25-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, and here is how we called it on Triple M Footy. So back in the middle, the Blues making their charge at the moment, 23 points. Paddy Cripps handballs out. Walsh has already got 1. Walsh, he's got 2. Play of the day for the Blues. Just a short little Maccas moment there, like that one. It's been an entertaining day. You boys have been really good. Joey, well done, fantastic. Mate. Good luck on first crack tonight. You. Stevie J, you're taking your son out tonight. Good luck with that as well.
Thank you.
Ashture, you've been great. Daisy Thomas, you've been terrific as well. The boys in the back row. Daisy, well done.
Thanks, mate.
We're going to head over to Perth, where the West Coast Eagles are taking on the Hawks. Here at the MCG, though, there's been a 61-point win to the Blues. 2011-131 to the Tigers, 10-10-70. For McDonald's Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Bunnings Spend and Get ends today. Get in to score huge deals on top brands.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
Hot water needs replacing? Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Tradies, gear up for winter with Hard Yakka. We're redefining toughness for the colder months. Our new winter range for men and women is here, featuring a huge selection of ultra-warm jackets and vests ready to shield you from the elements.